Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah.
You play it first, then hit go live.
I did that, but I thought I had go live.
Anyway,
Doesn't matter. It's a disaster. But thanks.
How's it going?
All right. I'm tired. Worked really hard the last 3 days. And but I found something for Baggy.
Okay.
So Baggy is a sad sack of the vinyl community.
Of course.
I don't know what name he's going by, but I had found one of my favorite movies of all time is the Bill Murray summer camp movie Meatballs, and I think Baggy likes that too. And I had found a white label promo of the soundtrack, and he was jealous. So today I found another white label promo of the soundtrack, and I texted him, and he was joyous, and I got it. I just sent it to him. So hopefully that will last 5 minutes. Okay, here's the deal. Big Ian, you're on vacation, right? And you're watching me and Mike.
Well, do you have the record? I want to see it.
I know I boxed it up and mailed it to him.
Oh, all right.
Because I had, I sold a bunch of CDs. I sold a lot of those the autograph CDs that I didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a bunch of boxes. So I just boxed it up really quick and dropped it off. But before we get into all the jazz records I found, here's what I wanted to show you. I was hoping you'd come by. So I'm trying to replenish for the next classical auction.
Okay.
And I kind of scored.
All right, let's see it. Nice. Now, can I see the back of that?
Has the
very nice. Yeah.
And then the label.
That's the one you want.
Yeah, I get approval by Poetry. So
okay, cool. Yeah, that's great.
An OG of this.
Very nice.
Yeah. These are very clean.
Yeah.
I'll wait to show the one that I believe is the most expensive out of all these.
Cool.
All these, I mean, Michael said these are all audiophile.
Yeah. Very nice. That looks great.
Yeah. It's still in the paper.
Onion. Nice. Jeez. So that's got to be from the 50s, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Doing the shrink. Still in the shrink.
Yeah. Really nice.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I knew a little bit more,
okay.
but I'm pretty sure the way the those Mercury Living Presents and the RCA Living Stereos were recorded, the halls they used, how they microphone them, those are incredible recordings.
I went to a thrift store and found one, and I looked it up before I texted Michael, and I go, it's $50 record. But it was a later pressing with a different label. It was probably 60s. And Michael goes, those sound horrible.
Oh, those are good.
This is the US.
Yeah, but I think that uses a UK stamper.
Yeah. Okay. And then another Mercury.
Nice.
Okay, this one I think is worth the most, but I'm not on. It's I don't even you can see it's a blue back.
Nice.
And is it the wideband? Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
So that was, I thought you would get a kick out of those.
Yeah, I like collecting those. Do you have any desire to collect those yourself?
Certain
titles?
Sort of. After selling a lot of what I have, I really want to start off with, I want the ballet. So I'm going to buy that. But
I love ballet records.
If I'm not going to listen to it, I want a really good copy of Holt's The Planet.
Wait, you mean the Royal Ballet?
The 3 LP.
Yeah, that's great.
I really want a really good copy of Holt's. I think I have a good one, but I want, that one I want a really good copy of.
Nice.
So I mean I have a nice stack. So I went to the Pasadena flea market on Sunday and kind of scored. And then I went to another place and kind of scored. But here's what I got today.
Okay.
With those classicals, I've tried to get into Lonnie Liston Smith, especially his kind of, I guess these are spiritual jazz on Flying Dutchman. And I'm going to try again with this one. I know 2 of his records are sought after. And this is a nice OG of this. So we'll see.
He plays with he's on Jewels of Thought, that Pharoah Sanders CD you sent me.
Yeah.
He's on that.
Or on that album.
Yeah, he's on a number of Pharoah Sanders records.
I believe this is in a 60s reissue of this.
Yes. Let me know how that sounds, because I need a copy of that, and I heard basically none of them sound that great. And it's, I mean, the pressing.
I've had Mazzy gave me a shitty copy of this before, and I just gave it away. This is cleaner, but I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah.
I have
that's the stuff with Gil Evans. It's Gil Evans, and it has let's see. So Kenny Clark, J.J. Johnson, Lee Konitz, John Lewis, Jerry Mogan, Matt Rose, Kai Winding, and others. And I think it's also what's his name? Yeah, let's see who else. Where is it? Okay. I thought
there's a couple sessions.
Yeah, okay. I thought okay, I guess not. Who was I thinking? The guy who is on Aesthetics. I forget his name. Anyway, we can move on.
Yeah. I have a French press of this that I got sealed, but this is an OG with Van Gelder. And this is a very good record.
I was thinking of George Russell, by the way. George Russell.
Actually, you know who's on here? Lonnie Smith.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie Boykins and Grady Tate with him. That sounds
pretty great.
It's a really good album. And I'm going to clean this up and see how it sounds. This is Van Gelder.
Yeah.
There's some marks on it, so we'll see.
That sounds like it's a good band.
Yeah. No, it's a great album. I have both of these, part 1 and part 2. I found another part 1 today. It's good.
Who's he playing? Who does he play with on that?
He plays with Eddie. No, does he play with Eddie? No. He plays with Joe Barbarera, who I've met him.
Okay.
And he plays with, is that Eddie Gomez? I don't
know.
Yeah, no, it's Mark Johnson. Johnson.
Okay.
I already have this. I found another copy. This Oliver Lake.
Cool.
And this, he plays with Joseph Bowie and Charles Bobo Shaw on one song. He does some solo stuff. There's a bunch of people on this. And then I found 2 clean copies of these records, which I have. I think I both have the mono and stereo. But these things are clean. And to find
one in my file, please.
Huh?
I think I need that one.
To find this is very good, and then this one too is good. These are very clean.
I need both of them, I think.
I thought I sent you one of these. This one.
Yeah, maybe you did. I think that's right.
Make sure you check.
Yeah.
All right, those were found today. But a guy beat me to this one store and pulled all this cool shit. But I'm thinking the stuff wasn't very clean, because the stuff that was left behind that I found was that. Hello. Okay, this is what I picked up at the flea market. I found this Steve Lacy and Steve Potts.
That's Hat Hut?
Yeah, Hat Hut. I like Hat Hut does like the Vertigo swirl on there. They have a little thing on one side of theirs.
Oh, yeah.
And then the hat on the other.
I have the Max Roach Archie Shep one.
Yeah, I have that. I have a bunch of Hat Hut. But this was really cool. This is a 3 LP set.
Wow.
And his lineup, I think this is a typical lineup he had.
Okay.
Jimmy Lyons.
Cool.
I'll save this one for last. I bought this. I knew Bill Barron did a bunch of stuff on Muse, but I bought this, and man, is this a fantastic record.
Okay.
So he's playing with his brother, who's 13. I think he's 13 years younger than him, maybe more.
Okay.
Ed Blackwell, Jimmy Owens. Jimmy Owens kind of steals this record.
Okay.
And Buster Williams. But
what does Jimmy Owens play? What does Jimmy Owens play?
Trumpet.
Okay.
It's really good. This is a very good album.
Oh, and it's on Muse too. Cool.
Yeah, no, and I think it's cheap. It's not that expensive.
Never seen it.
Elliot, we are not talking about that, so don't even bring it up, please. Okay, I've had this once before. I think I gave it to Delphina, so I found another copy. The first recordings, it's just him, and it's a trio.
Okay. That's cool.
Yes. Here's a question. I'll save this one for a question. I found a bunch of newer Blue Notes for very cheap. I didn't have this.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I'll listen.
When you say newer, what does that mean?
This is new. It came out in
the classic series?
This is a classic series.
Okay.
So I found this for like $10. So
cool.
This will probably be in the next auction because I have an OG red vinyl mint and it sounds amazing. But I found the tone poet of this. Okay. And this really is very good.
I'm sure it is.
And your favorite guy's on here. Carmel
Jones.
But this is very good. And Joe Pass is on it too. It's good.
And you know who his son is, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Wilson. No, it's Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay. What else I found at the flea market was this.
Okay.
And I have a bunch of Michael White stuff. The one other one I want to get with the yellow cover, I forget the title, but this is really good. His stuff is very good. His Impulse stuff, is very good.
And his stuff is not cheap from what I remember.
No, it's hard to find, but this guy I always go to always has stuff I want at the flea market. Had it, and this is a pretty
What's
decent
the one that Vinyl Me Please reissued?
Well, yeah, for that spiritual jazz. I found an OG. I have an OG copy of it, but again, I'm old and it's been a trying week. I forget, but it's something.
Fine. Yeah.
But they're very good. This is very good.
That's great, man.
Yes. Okay. I found this.
Okay. Is that a mono?
It's an OG. It's a 1961 mono.
Wow. Very cool.
And people knock, like, the thing is these Atlantics don't sound good.
No, they're good.
I picked up the Rhino, audiophile one, which sounds excellent, stereo. Mm-hmm. This sounds very, very good.
Yeah.
And then it has this on the back, and I can't figure out if it is McCoy Tyner's autograph.
Oh. Huh.
The one thing, if you go look at McCoy Tyner's autograph, it's different everything. He didn't consistently write his name the same.
Huh.
So,
yeah, but why would somebody write "Thank you, McCoy Tyner"?
Because they want to thank him.
Just spiritually.
This sounds really good.
That's cool.
There's another record I wanted to show. But
those old Atlantics are really well. You mentioned that they're well pressed, but the packaging's nice too. They have like a real glossy jacket.
Yeah. Okay, I have more to show, and then so I ordered this in the mail.
And Olay, wait, hold on. Olay has Dolphy on it, right?
Yes, it has. It has Dolphy, and it also has Freddie Hubbard.
Okay.
George Lane on flute. Okay. Freddie Hubbard. Art Davis is on bass. Mm-hmm. Then hold on. It isn't Dolphy.
Wait, it's not?
I'll
look it up.
No, he's not on this one. Freddie Hubbard. Hold on. Freddie Hubbard and George Lane's playing like flute and stuff.
No, he's on it.
He is?
Yeah.
He's George Lane. What am I talking about?
Oh, it's a pseudonym?
Yeah, he's George Lane. See, I'm old and forget.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Okay. So I ordered this. In the mail. See, Alex knows. He commented.
Oh.
So I found a nice 1976 reissue of this. I think the prices on this are going down, but it's a fucking fantastic record.
What do you? It's a repress of it.
No,
you're right.
Because
the original has a different label.
It has the Sam Rivers picture. The original Black Saint has Sam Rivers, basically.
Hold on.
Right?
I get it to show a record. Here we go. This is the original label here.
Right.
So yeah, so that probably came out like 6 months after this.
Well, yeah. But this is a must-own record, I think.
Now,
it really is.
That copy I've seen for pretty affordable prices. This one's like a good price on this would be $80 for the first pressing. But it's hard to find now.
But even this one, the price I think is coming down. Prices maybe on everything are kind of coming down. But this is really
I've been picking up a lot of really nice records recently for very good prices online. So I just feel like there's more and more of them coming online now.
Yeah. Be patient. Discogs kind of changed the way you could access your want list with notifications. You have to actually kind of go there. I found this. I already have a white label mono of this, and this is the stereo pressing of it. And I sometimes like to have both. And this is an excellent record on this. Not like the easiest record to find. It is free jazzy. So who's on here? Norris Jones, Bobby Cap, Dave Burrell, Gretchen Moncour, the third, Beaver Harris, and Stanley Cowell. But they always spell Gretchen's name wrong, right?
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I don't know if you watched. I picked up those old Folkways jazz series.
Yeah,
and on some of those tracks, I forget which ones. The Sidemen is his dad, Gretchen Moncour II.
Yeah. Well, this is an excellent record if you can find it. If I can stick it back in the thing, which I cannot. All right, so I found this. This is, I haven't listened to it yet, but this is a very hard one to find, I think. This is a Monarch pressing of this. And it's clean as hell. Very clean. And it's a great record. I've had another version of it. But
you know what year it is?
Huh?
What year that came out?
69.
Oh wow. That's kind of late.
1969. And it's all different lineups, but Jimmy Owens is on this. Snooky Young, Cecil McBee, Bernard Purdy, Thad Jones, Eric Gale.
That sounds great.
Ray Barbidi, Albert Heath. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a nice, in his Atlantic stuff, he's kind of funky. He's funky.
Yeah.
So this is a good record. All right.
Cool.
Here's I'm all over the place here. All right, this is interesting. I think we had talked about later OJCs pertaining one title. There was Brilliant. Remember the talk of this Brilliant Corners. The copy of Brilliant Corners I own is one I think you can get like on Amazon. It's an OJC that was pressed at RTI, but the pressing information is nowhere to be found. And here's one thing I do sort of know. I think Chad was instrumental in OJC repressing several titles at RTI. One particularly is Lightning Hopkins. I forget the name of the album, Hooker, John Lee Hooker. There's a John Lee Hooker with Sam Jones, and I want to say it was a trio. The drummer's jazz drummer. I forget. But he was very instrumental in getting them to redo that. So I think this is one of them. So this was pressed in 2015, and this is on 180 gram vinyl. There is initials in the dead wax, but I can't place them. I tried searching.
What are they?
I found another record that's like a rap record that the same people did. but there's no OJCs with this black label on it, is there?
What's in the dead wax?
It's CJ the second. I searched the dead wax info and found one other record, but I have not listened to this yet or cleaned it. But it kind of reminds me of that Brilliant Corners, which sounds amazing. The one you can get on like Amazon. That one sounds really good. So I'm interested to find out if that story I heard about the John Lee Hooker album kind of applied to other titles.
I literally just streamed that record today. I listened to the first track of it.
What, of the Cannonball Adderley?
Yeah, it's good.
There's a twofer you can get. I think Van Gelder might be in the dead wax. There's also, I found that originals of that record all the time.
Yeah, I streamed it because I found one online that I was considered buying. It came out for $10 and it was an OG.
We're going to kick someone down. Bye you. Okay. I found this. This is a BYG reissue. This is originally a Savoy title. And this, someone told me they've heard the Savoy. It's not stellar. This sounds okay. But this is a trio of Steve Swallow, Pete LaRocca. I have another record where there's, I guess, extra songs from them. Maybe this session for them playing together.
This is the original.
Yeah, that's the original.
Footloose.
He looks like Vince Guaraldi.
He kind of does.
Yeah, but this is good. All right, next, I found a Liberty Van Gelder stereo pressing, and this sounds excellent. Very nice. That. Yeah,
I think I have. No, I have that. I have an earlier pressing, but that's nice.
Yeah, it sounds really good. This was not that expensive when I found it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to tell a story. Let me finish showing some other records. I have this record, but I think I have the stereo version. So I found an OG New York label mono.
Cool.
Yeah, where they were nice enough to put on the back, and here's the beautifulness of the. This doesn't have a P in the dead wax.
It's probably a 66 pressing. It's when they transitioned it. Yeah,
and it's Van Gelder in the dead wax.
Yeah.
I didn't pay insane money for this, but it was not cheap. I did show that I picked up, I think maybe my last stream. So I got the new Tone Poet of this, and this is fucking excellent.
Cool.
Yeah. I highly recommend picking this up.
Yeah.
It really is very good. You got Andrew Hill, Richard Davis, and Joe Chambers. It's so good. And then I listened to this. This is good. The Tone Poet. And then I have not listened to this yet, but whoever owns BYG now, they're reissuing a lot of their titles, like legit from the tapes. So this is, but I can't really find a lot of reviews in Discogs. I'm going to probably listen to this tonight. But there's at least, I think, 10 or 15 titles they've already reissued. So, all right. Here's the story of this record. This next record I'm going to show. I ordered this record from a place, right?
Okay.
And then
from a place?
From a place. I'm not going to say where. They sent me, so there was no, like there was no activity on the tracking for a week. And I said to them, yeah, hey, and they were cool. Hey, it takes a while, but I said, look, I got 2 tracking numbers from the same place in New Jersey where this place was. And I said to them, there's 2 tracking numbers. And they go, no, the post office probably just corrected something. Okay.
Yep.
And so I gave them an opportunity. I said, you sent me 2 packages. And they go, no, we didn't. You know what they did? They sent me 2 packages.
Okay.
Do you want to see what the other record was that they sent me?
Yes.
Okay. They sent me an OG copy of this.
Holy shit. Okay.
And there's writing on the back.
Is that a West 50th label on it? Or Bergenfield? Damn, that's got to be an expensive record. That's got to be a pretty damn expensive record.
In this condition, in this condition, this is VG plus, I think. Okay. Maybe borderline.
Okay.
This is a $175 record, easy.
Yeah, it's an OG Monk.
I told them they sent me 2 records. They go, no, we didn't.
Damn.
So they can contact me.
All right.
Tell me, but I told them you sent me 2 records. So this is nice. It's very nice. And it's a good record. You know, I have the OJC of this. Mm-hmm. So I will I will pass along the OJC of this to somebody. But I'll tell you something. You hear Monk go all through this record on this. I don't think I hear that on the OJC. Mm-hmm. He's like in the background all over this record.
Joe, can you get to the group chat? It's in the group chat if you can access the link there.
I'll put it there again if you want. He's doing that on this.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I was listening to some Bud Powell earlier, volume 3, and he does something like that on there.
Oh, I have other records here. 2 more. Okay. This at the flea market, which I already have this. Mm-hmm. And it's the first white label promo Pablo I've ever found.
Cool.
And this thing, I mean, all Pablos sound crazy good, but this especially sounds very good.
So who's on that? It's Louis Belson on
It's Joe Pass, Ellington, Ray Brown, and Joe Pass.
You said Joe Pass twice.
And Joe Pass. 3 Joe Pass.
It's Louis Belson, I'm pretty sure.
I said Louis Belson.
No,
and Joe Pass. All right, I have this is a reissue with Van Gelder and the Dead Wax.
Okay.
ABC Impulse.
Nice.
And this sounds really, really good.
Yeah. All
right. That's all I have, I think. I found.
Cool. You want to see what I picked up at WFMU?
Yeah, please.
All right, cool. I don't have it all in order here, but I'll just go through the stack.
Is Joe Pass on any of the records?
First of all, I saw Dom. I just walked into Dom on the street, which is pretty awesome. And I didn't see Dave because Dave got sick on Saturday, and that's when I went.
Yeah.
I saw Chance over at Concert Buddy. He was there.
Is that the first time you've met him before in person, right?
No, I have not met Chance.
Okay, cool.
Also, Arnaldo was there. I got to meet him, but I met him last year too.
Okay.
Obviously Felipe. There's this friend of ours, Jeremy, that we hung out with, and we went up to his apartment, and he has those OJ's speakers, those like ridiculous I don't know, installation speakers that the guy at OJ's makes. Do you know about them? Anyway, he had them, so we got the demo of them, which was incredible. We hung out with Steve Gutenberg. We had lunch with him.
Oh, how was that?
Fucking awesome. We had like the best conversation ever. And then we went to Jazz Record Center and hung out with Ken, with Steve. So all of us hung out. And I'm sure I'm missing some stuff. We went to the Vanguard at night to see who's
Joe
the vibe
Ross.
player? Yeah, Joel Ross, who was fucking awesome. And the Vanguard venue is just great. Like, it was great to see that type of band there. There's probably other stuff. Joe was there. Joe, you went to WFMU, but you went on Friday.
I was there on Friday, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I saw Rich from Deep Groove Mono. I think that was it. But anyway, so I picked up a few things. Jazz Record Center, I got this for $20. This is a UA reissue. I've been wanting to get more Howard McGee in my collection because I'm into bebop right now. This isn't so much a bebop Howard McGee record. This is from '53, and it's more, I don't know, compositionally like different than bebop. It's like more swing style. I don't know. Anyway, it's really beautiful. This is I think this was recorded at Hackensack. It's a nice recording of an early Howard McGee, and they didn't reissue Howard McGee. Hold on, let me shut this. You know, like with Fats and Navarro, they gave those 10 inches, was it 1500 release. With the Howard McGee stuff, you kind of just have to go with the 10 inches. Anyway, this is a United Artists repress from 75.
Yeah.
It sounds fantastic. So I was happy to get this for cheap because I wasn't sure how good this was going to sound, but these are really good. So if you come across the United Artists represses, definitely pick them up.
Hey, Herc is asking, does Gutenberg know about the VC?
I don't know.
Well, you used your time wisely with him. And then Dino's asking, did you run into Tubelandia?
No.
Well, 2 questions that went bad. Thank you.
So the first thing I bought, and this, I know people don't like this group, but I have an interest in exploring them because I have a lot of John Lewis on the Norgran stuff. And this, I wanted to have some MJQ in my collection. This is a 10-inch. And why I think this is a really good one to have is that it has Kenny Clark on drums. So Kenny Clark, I think after this session left and Connie Kay replaced him. But Kenny Clark is a favorite drummer. So to have him on an MJQ record, I think is cool. So
when did he leave to go to Europe? Kenny Clark?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think he left this band not because he went to Europe. I think it's because he didn't like John Lewis, is what I've been told. But I could be wrong about that.
Here's the funny thing. You can get, like I had their original Prestige record, the OG. That's a cheap record. I just don't understand why one of their stuff is so cheap. No one cares.
Well, you know, what I heard is that, I mean, John Lewis was playing with, like, I don't know, like all those guys that, you know, that Norman Granz was playing with, like Sonny Stitt, Dizzy, you know, Johnny Hodges, like all those guys, he was playing with them. And then he did this kind of project, the MJQ, and it was more about like a chamber music style jazz. And I heard that it was actually partly a response to what like Parker was doing and like the image that Parker was giving jazz musicians, that John Lewis wanted to kind of take it in a totally different way. Anyway, I mean, it's not bad, but it's definitely, you know, I don't know. I haven't really explored enough to have like a firm opinion.
I have like not solo John Lewis, but other John Lewis albums, and they're good. He's very classical kind of,
but not always. That's the thing. Like he plays swing fine.
Yeah, but I'm talking like later stuff he did. That's what I have.
Yeah. I'm just quickly scanning my Discogs. Yeah, I have like, let me see.
Are you breathing, Joe?
So like he plays piano on this. So you got Stan Getz, Dizzy, Sonny Stitt. You know, who's the rhythm section here? It doesn't say. Oh, here. Herb Ellis guitar, Ray Brown bass, Stan Levy drums, and John Lewis piano. And he swings hard as hell. So like John Lewis knew how to swing.
I have that one.
And this is early. This is a 56 session.
No, but he was like young, but as he got older, you know. Like I have that one with Albert Maslsdorf.
Well, anyway, just people really dismiss MJQ, and that's fine. But like, I think there are some interesting things about it when you're listening. So I'm interested in it. Okay, what else did I get? I got this. I got for free. So there was this guy Joe, who was at the back. Joe, did you see this guy?
I bought some stuff from him.
He had the best jazz table last year. He had one of the best jazz tables this year, if not the best one. And I was looking through the bins and I found a record. You know, his stuff was pretty expensive. Like he had like OG Blue Notes that were priced, you know, appropriately. So I wasn't really looking to spend big money, but I did find this and it was priced $50. The jacket's all fucked up here. Okay. But I took it out and it's a Lexington on both sides. So this is a Lexington Plastilite RVG, Lexington on the back of the jacket too. $50, jacket's messed up. So I'm like, all right, I'll take this. And he's like, you could have it. So I got this for free. So, and it's great.
Is the record good or is that kind
The
of
record is perfect. It
Oh, nice.
fucking is like VG plus
Yeah,
perfect.
but
It sounds
isn't that part?
fantastic.
Isn't that like volume 1 of 2? Yeah.
Yes, so this is volume 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the jacket here had water damage, so.
Now there's a story that I won't go into.
But a Lexington.
But the guy knew who you were, right?
Yes, yeah. He knew me last year. He recognized me from the channel. He says he watches, and we kind of hit it off. And then this year he remembered me, so it was nice.
So you benefited from your fame.
Yeah. So anyway, it's really good. Really good record. Shout out to Joe at FMU. But I'm pretty sure like everybody we know like got records from that guy. Like his
No, there's one guy who didn't. I won't say who it is.
Okay.
You know who it is.
Okay.
Joe knows who it is.
Okay, hold on. I think I just got a couple.
And the guy probably deserved not to get any records.
Okay, here. I got 2 more here to show. This, I'm digging through the bins at random table, and they have a huge jazz section, and I'm interested in nothing. And then I come across this record, and it's a Dorothy Ashby record, and it's $25.
All right,
okay.
Surprise! Show us
What?
it. Shows the record.
So $25. So I pull it. I'm like, well, it's beat. That's why it's $25 because these records are usually pretty expensive. So I pull it out, and the jacket isn't like perfect. Like there's marks all around, but I mean, it's fine. I like for me, I really don't care. For $25, I mean, so it is this is a Jazzland
late. That's a 60 later 60s.
I don't think this is the first pressing. I think this is the reissue on the Orpheum label.
Right. I have Howard Land records with that red label that are.
So I'm flipping through, and as I'm pulling it out, I'm telling him what I'm telling you. I'm like, oh, this must be beat, and he's like, yeah, it's scratched or something. So I take it out and I look, it's like perfect. I'm like, there's like some dust on it or whatever. I'm just like, okay, and he takes it from me. And he starts looking at it real hard. And then I could tell he knew he mispriced it.
How much does that go for it? How much?
So so then I go, would you take 20 for it? And because of how the conversation was, everybody there, like you're supposed to basically ask for something off every time. They just factor that in. So he gave it to me for 20, but it's, I don't know, maybe like an $80 record or something like that. So
man.
So $20 for the Dorothy Ashby.
We'll talk about white privilege, man.
Okay, and then the last one I'll show. I think this is the last one I got. Is this one that it was when you walked in, Joe? If you turned to your right and went straight to the corner, there was a guy there. He had a lot of good jazz, but it was all trashed. And even on the sticker, it said like trashed, and it was like priced accordingly. Because I'm going through them like these prices are insane, but the records were disgusting. But anyway, I get through one record. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I've seen this record before, and I know what it is, and I want it. And the jacket looks clean. I pull it out, and the record looks perfect. This is Sheldon Powell, and this is on Royal Roost. So it's the Roost label, and it's deep groove, and you can see it looks like very lightly played of all. And I got this. This was listed, I think, for 65, and I gave him 55 for it. So
how much does that go for?
I think that's a fair price. It pretty much goes for like 65, 70, something like that. So I got a decent.
So in the middle of all his shitty records, he had a record that was good.
This, but I mean, nobody is looking for this. Nobody's buying this record. I just happen to be interested in Roost, and I know that this is one of the records on Roost I wanted. Most of the records on Roost are like that guitar player Jimmy Smith, Sonny Stitt, Bud Powell. There's like a Dizzy record, and that's I
have a 10-inch Stan Getz that has. I don't know if I can find it, but I have. Yeah, it's like the cover is. Let me grab it. I think I have it right here.
But Roost, basically, that's like their artist roster. And then there's just this odd Sheldon Powell record, which is really cool.
This is the one I have. It's a 10-inch. Very nice. And it's actually, it was, I think it was like $40 that I paid for, but yeah, it's the same thing that you have, but it's just the 10-inch, and it's actually in pretty nice shape for what it is. But if you ever, I know, Mike, you've been exploring like a lot of like the bebop and kind of early 50s stuff, but if you ever make it to Rochester, or even if you're really looking for it, I know in the back, the owner has a lot of that stuff, especially a lot of 10-inch stuff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you're looking for certain titles, or if you just want to know what they have, I'm actually going this weekend, and if you remind me, I might.
Yeah, if you can do a flip video of their, if they have like
I'll see what I can find back there, because I know they had like, this was in the back, just in like on the top shelf, they had just a bunch of these 10-inch records. But yeah, if you're, I know you're interested in a lot of that stuff, and that stuff is just sitting back there. I mean, nobody really is going back there, and then as you said, it's kind of harder.
It's like me and Lenny from Idaho who's looking for this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is 10-inch stuff I'm interested in. On Roost, there's a Bud Powell one that's like a 47 session, or maybe it's even earlier. But I want to get his earliest stuff because I'm just curious to hear how it sounds.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that would be great. So yeah, so that was my FMU haul. I think there might have been one or two other ones, but
so what was better last year or this year?
Well, I didn't go in with like super deep pockets at all. I went in and I wanted to spend under $200. Like, I didn't want to really go crazy. And frankly, if I didn't find anything, I was fine with it. Like, I was just there to see if I could find a couple good deals, which I did. And I was totally happy with that. So, and it was such a fun day, like getting good deals on records, seeing friends, going to a show. It was awesome. Went to dinner. It was great. So yeah, so that was cool. But Joe, what did you get?
My approach was the opposite, Mike. I knew that if I was going there, I had to find something. And I haven't really bought anything since I bought maybe one or two things in September, but I don't think I bought anything in October. I just was like, I got to save my money. Cause I don't know what I'm going to find. I saw the videos last year. I really wish that I had gone. And so I really wanted to make the most of it. Before I showed the WFMU stuff, I did, probably mid-September in the jazz, like that buyers group that we have, that chat. Felipe had put a link to a Bandcamp one for Mats Gustafsson. It was the 7-inch that actually was put out by, I think it was, so what's the name of the label? Aurora Central, which is Jose, who's on like the surface noise kind of thing. He's friends with like Chance. But he put it out in Mexico. It's just a kind of a 7-inch. There's only like 7 minutes of music on it, but it's free jazz. Mostly just Mats Gustafsson on saxophone. And then there's another guy, Edward Jarvis, who's on baritone sax. And there's vocals that are kind of sporadic throughout the 2 tracks. And then you've got an electric bass and drums. So it's a pretty good kind of quality free jazz session, but I wish it was longer. I mean, there's unfortunately only like 7 minutes of music total. So, but no, when it came to WFMU, I'd seen the dealer list that Dave had kind of posted in the group, and I went through the list and I saw there was this one like Japanese seller. His name was Yao, and one of the things that was listed for his booth was free jazz, and so that caught my attention. And so I knew that I was going to go to him. But then when I got there at probably 12:30, and because I had done like the general, or I paid for the early admission, and so I got there. There was a huge line, but there was actually a guy that I know from Philly who I bought some records from the last few months, and he actually let me kind of get in the line with him. And so he was actually he was pretty close to the door. So it was really nice. I was able to, I cut like probably 75 people, but
man, you're a bastard.
I got right in there. So we get in there, and then I go over to this guy's booth, and I think it was still early enough that the guy was still in the process of like setting things up. It sounded like there was like somebody else that he was like working with, and he was like waiting for this other guy to get there. And so I decided to just walk around. I was going to like shop the walls. I was going to see what they had on the walls to see if there was anything right off the bat that caught my attention. And I eventually found my way to Joe's booth, which I think it was called Basement Records, and I guess he was from Brooklyn. He didn't have a store, but he had like unbelievable stuff. And just like you said, Mike, he's like, oh, your name is Joe. Like I've seen you on the Jazz Bum stream.
Oh, cool.
So he like knew me too. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, I unfortunately didn't really get many deals. I did push a little bit, but I did find some stuff. It's a little bit sporadic between. I only bought from 2 booths. It was just the Yao and then Joe's. And there was other stuff. I was mostly just looking at the jazz stuff, but a lot of stuff was not stuff that I was really interested in. And so I did find another session on FMP. This is one that I was familiar with, and I thought while I was there, I should pick it up. This is Tuned Boots. It's Irene Schweizer, who's a jazz pianist who actually just passed away, I think a few months ago. And then it's Rudiger Carl, who's on saxophone, and then Louis Maholo on the drums. And then actually looking at the back, it looks like it's only a duo on the back. It's just Schweizer and Carl, so it's just piano saxophone duo. But I got this for a pretty good price. Unfortunately, I didn't really look too much at the condition of that, and even though it was like $30, it looks like VG. I'm hoping it'll clean up well. But I have no idea what the music is like. I know what her trio stuff is like, and so I'm assuming it's just going to be in the same vein, but I don't know what the music is like. I'm hoping that it'll be kind of more like upbeat, and so it will kind of cover up if there is issues. But I also traded for that. I brought some records to trade, and so I was able to get that. And then the other one that I got from Yao was this. It's a, I don't know if it's Dieter Scherf Trio. I was familiar with this one. I have a record that I bought over the summer that was on this same label. It's see if it says it on the back. LST is the name of the label. It's a German label, but it's, I think, a lot of I guess it's German guys, but it's just a trio. It's Dieter Scherf is on alto sax, bass. I think it's bass saxophone. I'm assuming that's what BS's bass sax, or maybe baritone. Sorry, baritone. Yeah, baritone sax, clarinet, bass clarinet, and then piano, and then I don't know if it's Jacek. Bednarek is on bass, and then Paul Lovins is on the drums, who I was familiar with. Paul Lovins played with like Evan Parker in the 70s. So this is just, free jazz stuff. I was able to find this online, and so this one was a little more expensive. It was like $50 for it. But again, the 2 that I got from him were both just trades. So I didn't really actually pay for them. But it was actually funny too, because I knew that I was, by the time I got to his booth, I was already a little bit low on money. And so I was like, I brought some stuff to trade. Let me see if the guy will be willing to trade. And so I pulled out, it was an ESP disc, one that I just didn't really like. It was in good condition, but it just wasn't really for me. And so I brought it there to try to sell. And I said, oh, like, would you be willing to trade these 2 for this? And looked at it for a second. It was, again, it's in great shape. And he's like, I'll do that, but it'll be those records plus $10, that record plus $10. And I said, well, like, what are you like quoting this record as? Like, what's the price that you're thinking this record is? And he's like, and it was somewhat sarcastic. The guy was a little bit of a dick, and I don't know if it was just like that was what it was or not, but he was like, well, I see it as being $10 less than what you're trying to buy. I'm like, okay, all right, buddy, like, fine, whatever. So I gave him $10, and that was it. And then again, I traded for it, so I wasn't really plus the $10.
Meanwhile, that night when he's sitting around with all the dealers, I got this guy to give me $10.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's his lunch money.
And so but I bought the rest of the stuff I got from Joe. I did go pretty hard. I actually had to go across the street to the ATM to get more money. But I also did trade with Billy. I had a bunch of other stuff.
Oh,
that I had.
All right. Well, let's see what you got. I'm excited.
Yeah, I got some big stuff.
Was Billy selling there or just
yes.
there?
Billy was Billy was selling, and then it was like the end of I was about to leave, and I was like, I want to see if I can try to get this one record from Joe. It was this last record I was looking at, but I didn't have enough money for it, and so I brought the stuff over to Billy, and he showed kind of an interest in the stuff, and so I was like, well, maybe like if you're interested, will you buy these records? And so he looked at them and he gave me a price, and I was like, fine, that works. And so he gave me some money, and I was able to get the last one. So actually, that's the first one. This is Sakatsu. I don't know if they pronounce the J or not, but Kayo Inkai. This was actually on a Carolina Soul auction about 2 weeks ago, but this is a private press Japanese record, early 70s. I think it's like 73 if I'm right, but pretty difficult to find. Actually, it's pretty rare. I paid a lot for this, but I also, again, I had money that I got from Billy, so I really didn't. I think in the end, I only spent like $75 for this record out of my own pocket. So
okay,
but this is like a $400 record, so it was pretty pricey. But again, I was going hard in the paint. So
hold on. Who can you say who's all on that record?
So it's Kazutoki, and his nickname was Capo Umuzu. He's on alto sax. Yoriyuki Harada, piano, bass, clarinet. Ahmad Abdullah, who's on trumpet, who has actually he has, I think, a session. I'm not sure what the label is, but he has a session where I think he's on the front.
See, I'm with Max Roach. It's not that guy.
Maybe, yeah.
It might be on Atlantic.
William Parker is on bass. If that's the same William Parker, he played with like David S. Ware. He also played with Brodsman. Yeah. I'm assuming he was quite a prolific bassist at that time, 70s, 80s. Rashid Shanan is on drums. That's it. So I'm cool. Sorry, it's actually came out in 76. It was recorded in 75. Came out in 76. So
is that going to be free?
Yes. Yeah. It's free. Yep. Okay. It's like Japanese free. So cool. It's really, I was really excited for that. I'll save the big one for the end. Because the last one was the one that I actually was hoping to find at the fair, and I did find it on the wall. This has been on my radar for a bit. Frank Lowe, The Other Side. This is on the Palm.
Wow.
It's on the French label Palm. Everything on that label is pretty rare. Stuff can vary in price. The Bayard Lancaster stuff could be like insanely expensive. I saw one of the ones actually. I was watching. What's his name? He's friends with Chance. You were talking about him right when I got on.
Arnaldo,
yeah.
Oh,
who I actually saw at the fair. I talked with him for a minute. But he, in his video that he made for the recap, he was one of the records he flipped by was it's called like Mother Nature, something. It's a Bayard Lancaster on Palm, and it was $800. So
yeah,
there's a lot of this stuff, but this one, I was able to. I paid $100 for this, so I thought it was pretty good for what it was. There was, I don't know if you remember, Mike, if on Saturday, was there two guys at the booth with Joe? Was there like him, and then there was like this older guy with glasses?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one guy stepped away, and it was just the older guy, and so I kind of made a deal with that guy, but yeah, I was able to get a good deal. This one's got Frank Lowe tenor sax, Lawrence, so it's Butch Morris, who played a lot with Frank Lowe in the 70s on cornet. Didier Lavalle is on bass, and then George Brown is on the drums, which is actually like the classic quartet that Frank Lowe had in the late 70s.
Did Mr. Green Jeans just join us?
But yeah, this is the...
Oh, hold on. Hey, Captain Phoenix, I don't like to give out the links because there's troublemakers. Is he in? He's in the Discord server, right?
I'm not sure.
I think you are. Hold on.
We'll check.
Yeah, this is just the photo of the guys that are on it. But yeah, I love Frank Lowe. I pick up most of the stuff that I can find from him. So I got that. And then this is the other one that I kind of did the package with the Frank Lowe. Again, this is another one that was on my radar. This is Muhammad Ali, not the boxer, but the drummer. And then Frank Wright,
not the boxer,
phenomenal saxophonist. There was a bunch of these records. It's on. It was like this group that was called Center of the World. There was like at least probably 3, 4, so maybe even 5 releases that went under that title. That's also the name of the label as well, Center of the World. But it's just a duo of Frank Wright, tenor sax, bass clarinet, and then Muhammad Ali on the drums. This is another high octane free jazz session. But I really like Frank Wright because he has more of like a gospel type approach, like a soul gospel type approach to the saxophone. So it's a little bit soulful along with it being free. This is the big one. Again, I went to the fair thinking if I saw this, I was going to pull the trigger. This was another real expensive one, but this is Milford Graves' Bobby. I know Dave has this, but there is a reissue of this, but I was just kind of holding out, hoping I would find an original. This is really intense as well. Arthur Doyle is on reeds along with Hugh Glover, who's also on reeds, and then Milford Graves on percussion. So it's really just like 2 reeds and then a drummer. But yeah, real intense. 70 came out in 77 on the IPS label, which was I think it was Milford Graves and
it was another drummer.
It's a guy that Dave likes. I can't think of what his name is, but
I think it's like a percussion society.
Hey, now, Mike, you bought the
Superior Viaduct
reissue.
I didn't buy that. I only bought because that one, as Joe mentioned, had reeds on it, and it was just too harsh for me. But I did buy the Yale concert, which is just drums and piano, which I felt like that. There's certain limits to like how shrill those can get, so I feel like I went with those.
Andrew Sorrell is the name of the guy he was the other percussionist.
So the originals of that are crazy, right?
Yeah, it's I mean, I'll tell you, I paid $450 for it. So
yikes.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was gonna spend a lot, so it was, I don't know. It was.
Sorry to interrupt you, Joe.
That's right.
But these 2 guys look like the guys from SCTV who blow stuff up.
Totally.
Okay.
Hey, Joey.
But yeah, that's what I found.
We got 2 Joeys.
Yeah, it was really good. I was really impressed with what I found. I know that again, watching Arnoldo's video, he talked about Saturday being much more crowded than Friday was. I felt like because I probably left about maybe 3:30 or so.
New York.
And I mean it was definitely filling in, but it was pretty manageable.
Did you go anywhere else in the city, or you just went and left?
No, my dad and I went. We didn't end up getting back to my house until
we gotta mute these.
These rude guys were talking. Finish, Joe.
I didn't get back to my house till like 10:45 that night because I had to first get back to Grand Central, and then I had to take the commuter train up to Beacon, which is actually where Hudson Valley Vinyl is. I didn't stop there because we could have stopped. We would have been there before they closed, but we were kind of ready to get home, and then it was like about 4 hours to get home. So
can you put in perspective the albums you picked up in regular ways of getting records? How long would it have taken you to find those records, if at all?
The Japanese free jazz one, I actually was thinking of buying on that Carolina Soul auction a few weeks ago, but other than that, to be honest, I don't think I would have seen that one. I know the reissue, Brandon, who's friends with Dom and Dave, and I've kind of become friends with him as well. He only lives a few hours from me, and so we usually meet up at Christmas time in Rochester, but he has a reissue of that record that I was thinking of getting. I was like, this record's is good, but I don't think I'm ever going to find an original. And then when I was at the fair, I found the original and I was like, I got to see if I can try to get this. And that was kind of my mentality. I mean, I'm like that usually anyways. If I find something I like, unless it's like grossly overpriced, I try to find a way to do that. And again, selling the records, I think helped with being able to find some of that stuff, but it was great. I mean, it was a really great time, and I'm excited to hopefully go back next year. So, because I don't think it's realistic for me to try to get out to Austin for that record fair. I think that's just too.
Yeah, you saw everything I found, and I didn't have to pay for airfare or hotel. It would have been great meeting up with people, and I do want to go in the future. But I mean, everything's in LA. So.
Yeah, right.
But it's fun to go. I would consider next year going, depending.
No, I have family around there. I can stay near the city. So, I
love going to New York. Totally.
Hey, Klaus, thanks for coming up. And let you talk. But
it's better for everybody.
Hey, on a Monday, Stephen Schnee and I and Ronnie from the Muffs, we interviewed the Castles. So the video is going to be dropping on Monday on Stephen Schnee's channel, and it's a good interview. It's fun. They're great. I've never, for people who've had a hard, crazy life, those guys are great. So go watch.
What are they called?
The Castles.
Okay, it sounds like it says castles. The castles.
I said assholes to you, but you.
God, some things haven't changed. You know what I found? We took a walk, all three of us, and I found for $3 in a vintage place in Seattle. Now, common record, right?
Yeah.
A 2i, but what's great about it is I have a better copy at home, but if you ever get the copy with the Italian actress Claudia Cardinale in the centerfold, that after the first pressing, they had to cut this because she's a famous Italian actress, and they cut it out. So for $3, I had to take it.
Mazzy, I talked to you about it because I have mine right here, and I don't know if Joey knows this, but there is another version because there's a song on here they had to redo.
Yeah.
So you can get a version of this, and the one I have is the original, where a song had an organ in it or something.
Yeah, I don't know if this one has it. I don't know.
Some future pressings, but there's nothing kind of value to it, but it just seems like an unusual thing.
Exactly. And this I just got there for $5.
Well, that is a $5 record, Mazzy.
So did I. So I paid the right price.
Yeah.
Mazzy, is that blonde on blonde a mono or stereo?
You gave me a look. It's a stereo.
Okay.
And then I got the one Ken Nordine album I didn't have, Word Jazz. Next Word Jazz, Ken Nordine, sort of a beat poet, a vocal. The guy that did all the commercials in the '60s and '70s, the Levi commercials.
Mazzy, most of us are not your age.
Most of you, and then Woody Guthrie records.
Folkways, baby, Folkways.
And I don't care when it says I like Ben Sidran, who basically emulated Mose Allison,
cool.
Who co-wrote Space Cowboy with Steve Miller Band.
I like that song.
He played keyboards on that.
He's
Dr. Jazz. He had a show like late at night, Dr. Jazz. Was it MTV or VH1 or something?
I just picked up a copy of Steve Miller's Greatest Hits. I love that album.
You and 8 million other people.
Well, every song on there is awesome.
Anthology is my big Steve.
Yeah, that's better because it has the earlier stuff.
Yeah, I like Anthology.
I grew up having. Listen, when you pay a penny for 10 cassettes. All right, Klaus came here, and it's probably like 3 a.m. for him.
So. 2 a.m, but it's not that bad. But yeah, we're a little But I just want to share, tell you about this release. I don't know if it's yet.
Yes.
The Waldron Rat. Now.
Yeah, we have a group pre-order in.
Yeah.
Is that Sam? Who is that?
Sam. Yeah, Sam Records. Yeah.
So
I'm getting that.
the genius thing that Sam Records does is they put audio clips of the record, and it's a great recording, right?
Yeah, it is. It is definitely a great recording. It's so clear. It's a live recording from Paris from 1970. I just got it today from Fred. He was so kind to give it to me, send it to me. So I visit him every time I'm in Paris. So I visited him not so long ago, and he said that he would send it to me. So yeah, I'm very happy with it, and it's a great sound. The only 4 tunes on it, so they are rather long, all of them, and it takes a little. It took me a little time to get into the music, but after 3 or 4 listenings, it's really good, and it's very well recorded. The bass is so you can feel every little crack and all the work. So it's very good. Yeah, and then this great photo of Waldron in Paris.
So there's no. Are there any Sam other than the Nathan Davis? Are there other Sams that are gatefold?
Oh,
like that?
That's the only. I think the live Blakey one is.
Is the Davis gatefold? No,
it's 3 LPs.
The 3
LPs, so it is. Yeah.
So there's no picture insert for that.
No, there's not for this one. It hasn't been released before. Normally they add an extra photo, but here's. I mean, it's the first time it's ever been released. So there's only this photo and this small one here of Waldron.
This one I think is a gatefold too. So it's like that one.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's the only other one I could think of.
Hey, Michael, I picked up a copy of The Call, which is him with the Krautrock guys, and that's a great record. And then he's on an Embryo live record. Hey, can everyone do me a favor? Here's a link to Klaus's channel. Can you go sub him up, please? Give him a sub.
I wish I could.
Thank you. I just put up a small video about a presentation of this one, and a little interview with Fred as well from the last time I saw him. So and he tells us the story, and it's been a bit of a trouble to get this release out, and he had this his heart operation.
Is he okay? Is he okay?
He's okay, and his fit and his up and speed and his So everything is good, but I think it was a little surprise or what
I didn't know it was a heart
shock. Yeah,
Jesus Christ! Just like Rick Beato.
Has he talked about other releases coming up or no?
Yes, he mentioned Sun Ra. He mentioned it in the video as well. Two releases. I didn't quite get exactly which ones it were. I think it's re-releases. I don't think it's first releases as this one is. So and it'll be out. It's in the Artisan series. He makes this very rather expensive series. I think it's around €100. So it's it's a bit tough, and it's too messy.
I got the last Django Reinhardt one.
Yeah, and you got the Bill Brunsey.
I got the blues. I like that stuff. It's not the jazz really, but I guess Django is that, but he's a different.
So he's going to put out a Sun Ra.
The Bronzy. What about the Bronzy?
He's putting out a Sun Ra with like a limited run with like
very limited, yeah. And the cover is screen printed, so it's manually done, and he does it himself. So there'll be no repress. He says he told me. So yeah, but they're €100.
They're a deal if you compare them to the ERCs.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Yeah,
they're like you could get 4 for an ERC.
I mean, you could say like those Chet Bakers he put out. He did such a good job that Universal said, "Well, fuck it, we're going to do our own versions of those." That's how good of a job he did.
He was rather offended that they did that. I think they kind of stole. Yeah, I think he showed me when I went. He showed me his version and the other version, and the graphic work, the pictures, the images are exactly the same. I think they have copied it without.
But the covers are kind of standardized covers, and
it's not this flip back.
Did you talk yet about this imminent craft?
No.
There's two things to talk about. So there's a new Verve Me Please. Does anyone know about this?
No.
Let me share the screen. So it looks like Verve is putting a nail in the coffin of Vinyl Me Please and starting their own record club.
They're calling it that? That is shitty.
No, they're not. They're not. It's called Verve Record Club. But come on. So, but here's the interesting thing. They've announced the 3 titles. It starts in February. The first title, you go there and sign up your email to put yourself in line. So here's the thing they say. They're premium pressings, meticulously mastered from analog. They're not saying who does them, but they're pressed at RTI, and they're going to be $2,500 of each title. So
no prices yet.
No, right here on the next side on the right, $47 for month to month. Tiered, it gets slightly cheaper depending what you sign
for
up
that 47. You get one record. Is that it? I don't know.
Right. So here they've announced the first title is John Coltrane. I don't know what that is. If they miss Quartetti.
I have that.
Universal Germany has been right. Universal Germany has been repressed. Calm down. Universal Germany has been repressing these impulse titles, and they've done this, and it's pressed at one of the German plants in Optimal, and it's really good. But they're doing it. I'd be interested in this title. So the next 2 titles,
I would as well,
are Nina Simone, High Priestess of Soul, and then Hello Dolly, Louis Armstrong. So, and then they've listed all these other people, and I'm hoping, hey, maybe they'll do the Awakening, But
I just don't like the concept of clubs and having to join up with any club.
Are they selling it for a higher price if you don't join?
No, you have to be. I don't know. I would assume you have to be a member to be part of this.
Because that's the Vinyl Me Please thing.
Yeah, if they have.
Yeah, but you know what? But Vinyl Me Please put out an Impulse box, so I assume that they're not going to be giving Impulse and Verve titles to them to reissue.
Well, they're not going to do everything, so they might do limited time. Yeah, who knows? You can't tell anymore with these labels. Like even Rhino, Warner's puts out stuff with other labels, and then they do their own stuff. Like they did stuff with Vinyl Me Please. Graham Parsons came out, Vinyl Me Please, and then they did their hi-fi one. And I think there's no exclusivity anymore.
I hope they tap into the pre-60s Verve stuff before Norman Granz sold it to MGM or whatever, because that like those reissues are well underrepresented in like today's market. Chad does a few of them, but that's it.
So the other thing Mazzy was talking about is Kraft made an announcement that they're going to announce their next their version of
the Kraft single origin espresso blend.
And you have to be. So I think I guessed correctly.
Is that tomorrow, Friday, or is it next week? What's the date on that?
Next week. I'm going to share the screen. So next week, this is what Kraft dropped on Instagram.
Yes, I'm with you, Nicole.
I don't want to be part of any club that would have me.
Groucho and then Woody Allen.
You'll join any club. Where is this? Why isn't it here? Let's see what this says.
Well, the rumor, as you said, which I heard otherwise, is Creedence Clearwater Revival. But then the other rumor.
Who did you hear the rumor from? Me?
You and someone else, 2 people.
Well, but they here's the blurb. It's a band. And if you go look at but if you go to the Kraft website and all that artists they have, there's very few bands.
Yeah. Well,
and it's not going to be REM.
The other rumor, which is weird for $100, and it just hear me out here, is Electric Music for the Mind and Body by Country Joe and the Fish.
Hey, Joey, can you slap Mazzy in the face?
No, hey, I read the Hoffman form. That's the other rumor.
Hey, Mazzy, I just got a text from Country Joe from his grave, and he said that's stupid.
First of all, Country Joe is not dead, okay? Either is Chicken Hirsch or Country Joe, or they're not dead. They're not dead. Christina, they're making fun of me.
Christina's a big fan of Rob. I'm just warning you.
Well, when I met her in person, it didn't seem that way.
What do you mean?
No, but Credence and Country Joe, because they're both on the Kraft website. And in fact, there's a Kraft put out a 4 LP box with a bonus that had both the mono and stereo versions of the first 2 Country Joe and the Fish albums with a video extra. It was a box set about 8 years ago. I have it. It's excellent. It's a great recorded record. So you never.
It might be awesome, but it's not jazz. So thank you.
All right. So what are the top picks here? What are the top possibilities?
Well, which Credence? If it's Credence, I don't know.
So based on the little blurb, it's a band that has cross genres and influenced a ton of people.
Okay.
It seems it's going to be a Credence album. It's probably
what's their best album? They do Swampy. They do like Susie Q.
Who else could it be?
That's what I'm asking. So if it's not Credence, who else could it be?
Country Joe and the Fish. Sweet Martha Lorraine.
But it's, if you go look on the Kraft website and look at the artists,
you could bring us up because you're hosting the show. You could bring up the Kraft website and we could.
Okay, let me pull it up here.
Yeah, Mike knows this shit. Mike is like a brainiac here.
Yeah. Okay, that's scary.
Hey, you better be careful. Mike gets recognized and gets free records.
Lexington.
Those 2 new blues bills are excellent. I've heard them.
All right, what am I clicking on here?
Go to their artists. Yeah, just the pop down of the artists. No, right at the top. You were just there, artist.
Okay, here.
I can't see this.
So it's not AFI. It's not Alice in Chains.
Let me make it bigger. Oh, this is stupid. Sorry. Yeah. Bear with me.
It's not Bush.
Yeah.
Okay. Could it be Hampton Hawes Trio?
Yeah. No.
They cross genres, you know.
Could it be the Zombies, the Vandals?
It's not the Zombies.
Is it going to be could it be like,
you know, if they could even get tapes of Odyssey and Oracle, that would be amazing.
Yep.
But that's
the Connells were big when I was in college.
9 Inch Nails.
It's not Social Distortion.
I can't even fucking see that.
It's tiny.
Country Joe and the Fish.
If it's Country Joe and the Fish, I'm taking my channel down from YouTube.
That is a great that's the best, one of the best psychedelic records out of that San Francisco scene.
It's good, but people don't know that record.
All right, here's the Credence. Here's the Credence. Here's the Credence.
It's a good record. I like it.
Well, Credence would sell. Country Joe wouldn't sell, even though
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
now
it's probably Willie and the Poor Boys.
Willie and the Poor Boys. I vote.
Yeah.
But I have Chad's box of this, so I wouldn't need it. But still.
You know, here's the funny thing about Credence. Their records are very popular. And you would think when you find them hugely trashed, I'd say a lot of times I find them in very good condition.
Well,
I find them a lot.
You're a genius.
All mine are all of my Credence albums I have, and they're OGs. They're good.
Cool.
All right, back to jazz, please.
You have something to show?
Sure.
Yeah.
Joey,
did you pick up any new jazz titles, Joey?
Yeah, he's got some jazz shit.
Claus, do you have a complete Sam record set?
Almost.
Which ones are you missing?
I don't recall. There's one or two, and then the first artisan. The first I didn't get it, but it's impossible to get. But
so, you know the one the first Chet Baker he did, was it a 10-inch? That one I would like him to re-put out.
Joey's got some aggressive jazz.
I have a pretty solid
jazz aggressive.
Oh.
All right, what do you got, Joey?
I love this guy.
Okay.
I always forget his name. What is his name? Tonu how do you say that? Naso. Anyways, he's a keyboard player. This is sort of a more of an electronic thing. But it's jazz. He's got a trio that's he's a modern guy, sounds definitely like he sounds more kind of trad, but great. He's great. I love this record. Just got that jazz aggression, as Mazzy was saying.
Well, it says the label.
Yeah,
Did you do any record shopping in Italy?
I tried. Actually, Rob gave me a mandate, so I went to that Radiation Records. It was, they had some stuff, but their jazz section was 2 bins, and it was a lot of no. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I did look. I was looking for. Rob gave me a few things to check out, so that gave me an excuse to look through there. This is very cool, man. Bird Curtis. It's 2 different guys. One guy's named Bird, and one guy's named Curtis. Great record. 69. London jazz, and I was showing Mazzy this guy. It's like if you ever see a guy that looks like this on a record, getting down like that. I don't know if you can see that.
I can see it.
Yeah, buy it. Just get it. Just that guy. You want that guy in your collection. But this is a very cool record. I really like it.
He might be Jose Feliciano or John Kay of Steppenwolf.
Yeah, he's definitely high as fuck. But and then this is another Pete Jolly, Japanese. I might have. Cool. I love this record. Great record. Those are the last 3 records I got that I'm excited about.
Nice.
So you just went to Italy. You didn't go anywhere else, right?
No. So we did Rome for about 4 days, and then we went to Sicily. Did Palermo for a few days. Went to where all my family is. A small little town called Mirto, but every other person's a Callio, or was at one point either married to or in jail with a Callio. And then we went to Taormina, which is it's I'll call it what it is. It's a tourist town, but it's beautiful.
There's a mahogany Callio statue in the town square.
Yes. No. I spent 3.5 hours in the city hall in Mirto, working on my dual citizenship.
Oh, nice. My a friend of the family just did that, and the dates that she had to confirm were all messed up. Like the ship log of people that came over, it ended up costing her like $8,000 to do.
Yeah, welcome to my world. Although it didn't cost me $8,000, but it was actually very surreal. You're in a 500-year-old, 1,000-year-old room, and they're pulling out these giant logs of dusty things that creak when you open them, and you can see what people wrote hundreds of years ago. And then they start talking about a relative of yours that was a gambler and a cheater and lost all his wife's money, and she doesn't want to be buried with them. They know all your dirt. It's amazing. I'm serious.
Hey.
But
what was the best thing you were there? What was the best thing you ate? What was the
Dude,
best?
The sandwich is real. Let me just cut right to that. The sandwich is real. That thing. I mean, it was so close to our place. It's like we had to go there. We were less than half a mile to like the Pantheon, and it was right next to the Pantheon. We were very centrally located. It was a fantastic place. But we found the sandwich place, and there's 2 of them. They're kind of kitty corner, and they both had a line. The line was a little too long at first, so we came back, and it was about half as long that time. We were in the line for about 20 minutes. And I just got a real simple sandwich. It's called the Italiano. I mean, whatever. And but it was so good. Oh my God.
So what's the price on it? About equivalent dollar?
Wait, what's the name of the shop? I'm unfamiliar with the sandwich. What's the name of the shop?
I'm spacing out on it, Rob.
Well,
what was it called?
Yeah, actually, they've opened LA and Venice, but people say it's not. It's really not the same. In fact,
they can't
there
do
are
the
people
bread.
from the they do the bread right, but the people working there are from that original place.
Yeah, but you know, it's like
I'm interested.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, talk.
What were you interested
I'm gonna
in?
look.
What were you interested in, Rob?
That sandwich, they put the pistachio cream. Did you get that one?
Yes. Well, they put that in a lot of them. I had pistachio cream.
Was it like the meatball wedge we had in LA?
Mazzy?
No. Nobody got sick.
It's all right not to talk, you know. Here's the place, right?
That's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's Alantica, right?
Yeah, that's it. Alantica.
So it's here in Venice. It's in Venice. So I haven't gone there
I'll
yet.
check it out. Maybe I should go to the Venice one and then I can do a comparison. But I swear to God, it was so simple, but so. It was tasty. What can I say? It was very tasty. It was definitely a lot of salt and spices on there that kind of brought it to life. But the bread was sick. You know how you can't get pizza dough on the West Coast or anywhere else that's like New York? I mean, it's not possible. It's all about the water and the dough and
It's like
all that.
sourdough.
Well, it's the minerals in the water is what they tell me when I'm in New York. But it's like that the bread was like unlike any bread I've ever had.
What's the jazz connection with this sandwich place?
Lester Young ate there.
Well, we lost. Okay. Is that like, I'll have the pork pie hat. Goodbye. I'll have the goodbye pork pie hat wedge.
Yeah. But I highly recommend it. If you're in Rome, definitely go there. It's worth it. Just stick in the line. It's fun. It's another one of the. Just being in Rome is fun as hell, honestly. But it's just another fun thing to do, and it was amazing. We're getting taunted by more Amaro.
Well, that might work.
You want some?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll hook you.
Is that all right?
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna run. Thanks for having me, Rob. I will talk with you later.
No problem.
I didn't hear. I didn't hear about WFMU.
I went through all my pickups and stuff. It was
better. I don't care about
amazing.
the records, but compared to last year.
This year, I think they were both really fun. They were just different. So like this year's different groups of people met up. I went to the Vanguard with Mike, Roberto, and Felipe and Jeremy. So that was fun. We had such a great time, and I found really good deals at the fair. So I was super happy. And
you could walk, they could stamp your hand, walk out and come back in.
So we went in, we did a little bit of digging. We met, and then we went to have lunch with Steve Gutenberg. So we sat with him and had
the audiophiliac.
We had an amazing time. I got into an argument with him naturally, and he about my amp. And he goes to me, you know I'm the audiophiliac, right?
Yes. Did you see
like,
Ken
who are
again?
you arguing with, man?
Did you see Ken again this year?
The point.
Did you see Ken again this year?
Yeah. So then after we had lunch, we went up to Jazz Record Center, saw Ken, and then hung out with him for a little bit. And then we went back to WFMU, and then we went to somebody's apartment to listen to their insane system. And then we were just like running around. It was so much fun.
Did Michael Fremer tell you some secret stories? Was he there?
I think Fremer, I only went Saturday, and Fremer, I think, was just there Friday. So I didn't see him.
Is he the gum guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the gum guy. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was going around telling people.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye, Mike.
See you, buddy.
Cheers.
Bye.
Oh, you're not having?
Well, I actually grabbed this for you in case you needed it.
I'm good here. I got
So how long has Joey been back? How long have you been back?
A week and a half.
When did you get back? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've been back.
The jet lag, I got to be honest, the jet lag it's been brutal. But the flight back, I was telling Mazzy, we connected in Istanbul, Turkey, from Catania, which I do not recommend. Great airport, gorgeous airport, very 22nd century. But the flight, it was a 12-hour flight to Seattle, and there was Russian people trying to not hijack it, but there was some definite hijinks going on with these giant Russian family as the plane is taking off, and it's like, oh my God. This is about to go wrong.
They had big satchels of votes to bring to vote in the American election.
No, but it's seriously, it was. I'm not even making that up.
Now,
There was
now, Joey,
yes.
did you have a bag that looked the same as other bags and got mixed up? And now people are going to be after you.
Like in every other movie. You know?
No. We were able to maintain the ownership of our bags, but there was
what
some
airline?
wacky Turkish Air. Turkish Air.
But that's a good
I was
airline.
waiting for FBI to be unloaded at any minute. Honestly, I'm not kidding. But we made it out.
That's a good airline, though, right? Turkish Air. No.
Yeah, it's good when the Russian guy doesn't get up and start causing him. Somebody can't. His cousin or something. They were trying to change seats, and I didn't want to change my seat. And the guy came over with this screaming 3-month-old, holding it up, saying, so you want the baby? You want to sit next to the baby? And it was, no, not the baby. It was a nightmare, honestly. And then 12 hours later, we were in Seattle. It was fantastic.
But does that work the way going back? Because like from Seattle, you fly over the
pole,
yes.
And then it cuts the time and down, right?
No, Rob, it was a 12-hour flight. It was brutal. It was hellish.
So it was like only under 9 hours to London from Seattle, like 8.5.
Yeah. We later after the flight realized that wasn't the good one to take.
No. There was no. You would have to fly back to like Rome to take a direct flight, or no?
Christina made the arrangements. I'm not going to throw her under the bus. I'm just going to say don't do that flight. That's all I'm going to say.
I've flown into Rome and I've flown into Frankfurt in Europe. That was it. That's the only places I've. And Frankfurt, as far as I'm concerned, at the time, back in my day when I was younger, has the best sex shops in any airport.
Okay, Mazzy, thank you.
I'm no, right
at the airport,
right, Klaus?
You know what, Mazzy? I've flown a lot. I've been to a lot of airports. I've never seen a sex shop at an airport.
Wait. Klaus, where do you live?
I live in Copenhagen.
Oh, Copenhagen. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
right.
There's sex shops everywhere there.
Yeah, not in the airport, but everywhere else.
Frankfurt in the 70s and 80s, Frankfurt, it probably still does, has sex shops in the airport. Seriously. Wow. I'm not making this up. It's like the Herberstrasse. It's like Hamburg. Reeperbahn.
Reeperbahn. Yeah.
What's the jazz connection?
Jazz. All these big jazz artists that play in Germany.
Right.
While I'm still here, I might just want to show a couple of jazz records. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me make it big.
This one.
Capital. That was a huge album. Cannonball Adderley and Nancy Wilson.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really. How about that cover?
But it has a thing on there where it says over 60 minutes of music, right? You had that little blurb on the front.
41 minutes and 59 seconds of jazz.
Okay.
They're very accurate here. It's the third copy, and finally I got it in a decent quality. This is a mono, which I think helps as well, and it's really a great record. She sings.
It is good.
She sings so well.
She's great.
It is.
But can you correct me if I'm wrong? Do they do songs together? It always seems like it's one song by her and then the next is by him.
Not singing, but instrumental. Yeah.
But he plays on everything.
He plays on everything, but every second song is vocal.
Yeah.
So it's like this, and it's really great. Her voice is very great. It's wonderful on this one, and I think it's a very early recording from her. And later on, she mostly played with larger ensembles, and it's not the same. Here's just
Nancy Wilson.
Yeah,
it's like 20 years or 30 years before she started Heart.
Man, you're bad at this. This is why Mazzy doesn't do live streams.
And Nancy Wilson, right?
Yeah.
Am I stupid?
Another one I finally got in a decent quality was this one, Dexter Calling. I had it already, but it turned out that it was one of these public domain releases. I wasn't aware of that when I bought it.
Yeah.
But it comes from a CD or something. This is a nice.
Yeah, I have that one.
Is
it Van Gelder and the Dead Blacks?
It is, yes. It's a 73 release, so it sounds really good.
And I was assured by well, actually, so those are the original plates because it's RVG. It doesn't say Van Gelder.
It says RVG,
Yeah.
So,
I have that one. Very good.
I'm very happy with this one. It still has a little corner cut. It's a US pressing, but yeah, normally they cut them when they go to Europe. So I think it's
cutouts. Yeah, we got cutouts like that.
But
when was that recorded? Was that how close to like the Out of Prison? Is it like doing all right?
Or 1960, 61?
60. I think it's a 60 recording.
Yeah.
So it is near that. That's cool.
He was calling a parole officer. In that.
Yeah.
The only way to get a modern pressing of that is in the Blue Note box that Vinyl Me Please is putting out. I think that is in that box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that not a Music Matters? Am I wrong about that?
I don't know if it was, but I know it's in that Blue Note box.
Okay.
I love that era of him. He's fucking great right there.
Like our
and I think he left for Europe in like 62. So yeah, he had all kinds of problems.
Booking a flight there at Turkish Airlines.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's talking to Ann Wilson. He's talking to Ann Wilson.
Yeah. He's holding one for those sandwiches.
Can I sit next to a 300-pound Russian?
Yeah.
And then I'm a little bit into a Bud Powell trip for the time. I when I went to Paris last time to Fred, I bought these 5 ones with the Bud Powell in the Stockholm. It's SteepleChase,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's SteepleChase classic. So it's not archival, but it's not up there.
Can you turn it around? I like the disclaimer they put on. So in that box there, it says that these are kind of archival recordings, so they sound. Well, some of those sound pretty good.
They're not too bad, but it's not. Yeah, although everything technical possible has been tried to improve the sound quality of the track, we regret that it does not fully match our standards due to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So. Yeah, but it's okay. But you can, and I found all the 5 of them at the same time. I mean, that's also nice that you don't have to run around and try to get one of 5 that you miss. So and it's only like 15 euros each, so it's not too bad.
No, but SteepleChase is from Denmark, no?
It is. It is a Danish. Yeah.
Do you find a lot of SteepleChase? Do you find a lot of SteepleChases locally?
I do. We do. Yes. And they're not very expensive. This one I found in France, but in Paris. But but they're around here pretty often. I think they sold a lot at the home market before they grew bigger and went all over the world.
Every time I find a SteepleChase, I buy it because they're just so good.
They are. Yeah. And the story,
I would say, like 20.
The story of the label is great. This young student, Niels Winter, who started the label, and he started recording in a jazz club in Copenhagen called Montmartre, which still exists, and a lot of international musicians came to Copenhagen in these years in the 60s and the 70s, and he recorded them and he put out the record. So it was kind of an don't know if you can say an accident, but it was.
He got them to sign off on putting the stuff out in Europe.
Yes, he
nice.
did. Obviously, he did. Yeah, There's
They were
a lot
more
of,
They were more. Those artists were more popular there than America.
Yeah.
America didn't give a shit, which is unfortunate.
I think cities like Paris and London and Copenhagen were very played over their size in at least Copenhagen in jazz interest and building up a jazz environment. We were hungry, I think, for international American jazz at that time. So a lot of musicians stayed here. Webster, Saif Shihab, even
ones I highly recommend the Archie Shepp Steeplechase titles.
Yeah.
Walt Dickerson. Yeah.
Walt Dickerson. There are two Archie Shepp, isn't there?
There's like lots of Archie Shepp Steeplechase, but the ones he did with Horace, he did like 2 with Horace Parlan, and there's one with Niels Henning
Ørsted Pedersen.
Pedersen, yeah.
But one great one, I have most of the Walt Dickerson, but one that's expensive, at least here, is one he did with Sun Ra. It's Walt Dickerson and Sun Ra. I'll go grab it right now. I'll grab all my Walt Dickersons I have right here.
He'll be digging through his living room for 20 minutes.
I'd love to see his apartment. I would.
So would he. Rob will be back in 25 minutes after he
finds
I live in a tiny apartment, man. So,
but you have
all right.
records
So, but he did a bunch with Richard Davis. Yeah. So this one I think is kind of in print. You can find it, and he's a vibe player in Richard Davis's bass. This is the one with Sun Ra. It really is good. It is Sun Ra. Whoop. It broke it. No,
it was the one with Sun Ra.
Walt Dickerson and Sun Ra.
Okay, I never seen that one.
Yeah, this one is awesome, and I think you can. I think I saw 2 copies on eBay for around 65, if not more. This at one time, this thing was going for a lot of money. So, here's another one with Richard Davis, Tenderness, and he's kind of avant-garde vibe player. Here's one. This is a live album on SteepleChase.
Oh yeah, cool.
Here's another trio record.
Yeah.
But this one is here's one. So one of his famous records that's on Prestige is To My Queen, and then this is My Queen Revisited with him and his wife on that cover. But this is an interesting one. I think this is the only Steeplechase that's a direct-to-disc.
No, they made 3, but it's the only one with him. They made 3 different direct-to-discs. I'll see if I can find them.
Okay.
I got that as well. I have my direct-to-disc in a separate compartment here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one you have.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's over here. Let me. What are the other ones?
This is another one.
Yeah, Frank's. He's a great saxophone player.
Yeah. So it's direct cutting.
Yeah.
This is
hard to read that. But
this is 17001, and the other one is 17002, and I believe there's one more. Must be 17003, but that's not many.
Yeah.
It's kind of the one steps of the 1970s. They tried to cut out some of the steps in between the recording, but not all the music is
that's
very great on these ones.
Stuff.
He says that's Frank's best. You know, I have the one Frank record which he did with the rhythm section.
Or song.
That's very good. All right, what are you showing, Mazzy?
No, I was looking at this Ben Sidran record.
Yes.
Again, as I said, Ben Sidran, again, VH1, Dr. Jazz, but he co-wrote Space Cowboy But he was a big jazz pioneer, and I mean a writer and archivist or archival guy. And but on this record, Tony Williams on it. Tony Williams is on it. Phil Upchurch is on it.
Did you show the cover? Show the cover?
Yeah, I did before. And the Beatle connection. Well, Ethan Russell took all the photographs, who took the Let It Be stuff and the Hey Jude. The lettering is by John Kosh, who did the cover of Let It Be and Abbey Road and all the Linda Ronstadt records. But also you have Blue Mitchell is on it. Larry Carlton, Richard Davis on bass. Anyway, if you like, as I said, I'm a big Mose Allison fan. He has that vocal style very much like Mose Allison. But his records are, this is $5. His records are cheap.
He did a lot on, I have a bunch of ECM records that
he did stuff on Blue Thumb first. I Lead a Life, I think. But anyway, he's a doctor of jazz, literally.
I think we might kind of wind things up.
After Klaus got something there.
Just the last one. Now we're talking about SteepleChase. This one, it's a really good recording with Al Cohn and George Mraz. I think it was from Czechoslovakia, and Daniel Richman.
Yes,
this is a great recording. Really, Conningbird, Jimmy Nepper. From from 77. So yeah, a little late. Yeah, well, it was just most of all to talk about this one.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming by and showing that. A bunch of us have ordered it, and we're waiting.
Is that just out right now? Is it newly released?
Fred will start shipping them on the 12th of November. So, but he obviously has got it already. So
yeah. And I would tell everyone to order those records before the year ends, before the 20% tariff of imported products happens in America.
Thank you, Mazzy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Oh, wait. What? Yeah, go ahead, Joey.
Oh, I was just going to ask you, are you interested in that live Miles Davis that's coming out, the 8 record set, 64, 65? Actually,
there are 4 coming out, 4 box sets from the bootleg series.
Yes.
I mean, I would love to have it, but
yeah,
I think an 8 record box is not played much by me.
What are the other ones coming out? Exactly. What other bootlegs?
They're all boxes like Miles at Newport, which I have the CD of. The Music on Vinyl is putting these out, so I think there are 4. And they're part of the Miles bootleg series,
right?
So they came out on CD, and now they're putting them on vinyl. So there's
the one
3
I
other
would
ones
like is the one I would like, and I blew it when it came out on well, even CDs it's expensive, but when it came out on what was Michael Kaskuna's label, the black and white covers, those Mosaic was the complete plug nickel. I would love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I had that on CD.
I have the sample.
I don't have the
CD.
That was 11. Yeah, that was 11 discs.
Yeah,
they did put it out on. They did put it out on, I think, a 7 CD box.
Yeah, but that's even expensive.
That's like over $150 to $200 or more. That thing now.
Right.
I have. There was a couple Japanese records, like twofers of it, and I have a sampler CD from it, so I would like them to put it out in some sort of way. Hey, Brian. So Brian asked to come
Hey,
up.
gents. Yeah, I just want to say hi, Klaus. We haven't met before, and Joey. I know we've probably been on a stream together once or twice. I know who you are, but I'm Brian here in Tokyo, and I don't have a whole lot. My jazz knowledge is very basic, so I don't have a whole lot to contribute to the conversation. But I enjoy and I'm waiting. I've been waiting for 20 years for the jazz switch to flick inside my head. I buy it, and I come home, and but I just. And anyway, Rob wrote to me a couple of days ago, and he's like, "I found a record in Japan. I've been looking for ages."
Let me make it. Yeah.
And so he messaged me, and I said, "Okay, yeah, here it is." And I found a copy. Unfortunately, I think we found out it's a later repress.
Well,
but
can I talk? I can talk about the history, but show the record first.
Here it is.
So
here,
this
let me take
record
it out of the plastic.
Looks like one of Rob's AI creations.
Why don't you stop making jokes and just pay attention and learn something?
There's one massive board in Frankfurt Airport, I think.
So Mal Waldron. So this record called Candy Girl was Mal Waldron does a play on
Frankfurt Airport.
Mazzy, I'm going to kick you off the screen if you don't shut the fuck up. Okay. So Mal Waldron wrote and produced
Am I
this
backwards?
record.
I'm backwards. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Fine,
you're good.
I'm good. Okay.
You're fine.
Yeah. So this was in 1975, but they only put it out as a promo. They made like 50 copies of it. This I'm going to show the Discogs listing of it. So this Lieberville is a record label. About, I think, 5 years ago, got the rights to reissue it. So I think they've done 4 different pressings of it with different covers, but this one is a hand-drawn cover. And that's, I think, the most desirable of the reissues. But you can't get an original. I'll pull up the original. Keep talking, Brian.
Is it
so? Well, it's a plain white jacket, and there's no index on it, and there's no markings on it, and the picture that's on here is actually, it's just sort of pasted on here. I don't know if the original is hand drawn, and this one I'm not really sure. Rob, you'll have to take a closer look at it.
I'll show you right now. So I'm sharing the screen. There is no cover for the original. Here's the original. It was done in France in 75, and it was only put out as a promo. So right now, 17 people have it. So here's the price. The thing goes for a lot of money.
Wow.
And so if you go to the reissue that this company did, where is it? Like this Lieberville in 2016. So the first one they did is this one, which has Mal Waldron on the cover. And then this one, this reissue, not a lot of people have, and goes for, a good amount of money. And let's see how many times they've redone it. They did it with a white cover, limited. This is the one that Brian has. This particular one is very desirable. I think maybe they did 100 a time of these. And so the last time they reissued it was 2020. And I reached out to them, and the guy says they're going to do it again. But it's funk. It's cool. It's different. So I saw a copy that I couldn't buy in Japan, and I reached out to Brian. So he was very nice to find that copy for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. And I saw that Klaus was talking about Mal Waldron, and I was in the M's. What Mal gets categorized. They just at the local disc union. There's Disc Union is, I think, a record shop that bought up like a bunch of indie record shops like in the 80s. They're the ones that have, you might have seen, if you've seen this mark before, this is the famous, it's almost like it's as big as Tower Records. And I think the name, I don't quote me on it, but I'm just kind of like piecing this together, that it was a bunch of record stores that came together and they strategized about, okay, you guys corner the jazz market, you guys corner the rock and roll thing, and they so they could compete with each other, or so they wouldn't compete with, or wouldn't cannibalize each other. And yeah, somebody might know better than me about this, but at the one near my house. It's kind of it's everything, but the jazz section they just recently moved it from one side of the store to the other side of the store, and it just became twice as big. There's an entire there's other disc unions in Tokyo that have completely jazz, but the fact that they doubled the size of the jazz collection at my local sort of like classic rock, hip hop, and 90s stuff places just says that their market is growing for it. So I go to the M's just to see if there's any other Mal Waldron records that Rob would like, and there was like freaking a dozen in there. And I sent Rob a little video and said, hey,
the two Alone records, those are easy to find here,
right?
So I have
but
them.
Two of them have OBs, not that matters, and the pressings themselves might not be desirable.
Are they all three? Am I reading it wrong? They were all like kind of $3 each, right? Or no?
They were like 600-700 yen. They weren't $3, but they were like $5 or $6, something like that.
Well, I have two of them, but the Impression record, if you could get that, I'd be in doubt. That's another one I want. So
now, Brian, are the disc unions, are those only in like the Tokyo metropolitan area, or?
Hey, remind me I follow your channel and I love your streams. Remind me your name one more time.
It's Michael. I'm one of like seven Michaels.
I've never been on a stream with you before, but this is a first. So nice to meet you. Nice to say hello.
Yeah,
and
as well.
I like to see your videos. And Michael. So the disc unions, I think they're all over. Yeah, they have them in Nagoya and Osaka. They're in other places too. Obviously, I think the biggest market is Tokyo, but there's definitely disc unions around the country. And I also, one of the guys in a really cool shop here in Tokyo is called Garageville. And it's this really funky place that's like outside of the city center. I've been calling this.
Is that the really small shop you did a video of recently?
Yeah. You saw that. Yeah. I'm calling this like the Goldilocks zone, where if you can get just beyond the extent of the city, you can find everything's like half price, and not everything, but you can find a lot of good pickings because it's just close enough to the city to have it all, but just far enough where, especially like the book offs and the recycle places, and sometimes there's like these mega book offs, and there's just like there's too much good stuff. You could drop $1,000 easily just by going, and you just have to like walk away from.
I think if I were to go record buying in Japan, I think like one of the biggest things I'd be looking for is especially not the city pop, which is it probably in the cities marked up to a really high extent. But like there's so much good, especially like the early 70s rock. There's so much of that, and foreigners don't care about it. And their records are pressed in huge numbers. But there's a couple bands that do I haven't been able to find like original Mops records, for instance.
They're all over the place here.
Really? Not the compilations, Mops?
There's like cheap.
Those are records that are like
people,
$100, $200.
People throw them at each
not
other.
Cheap, but like you can. I left one behind the other day. I saw it and I was like, oh, this looks kind of fun. I should take this home. A cool one, like maybe their first one. And the compilations you come past them frequently, but I saw
the compilations are easy to get.
Yeah, but I saw one that was like the orange one. It might be their first one. I can't remember, but I mean, I don't know.
That would be the stuff I'd be hunting for. I'd be hunting for like some of the group sounds bands that were more interesting. Like I just recently got into. You ever listen to the Golden Cups?
Dude, I got a killer Golden Cups video on my channel. I got both the Golden Cups records recently. They're so fun. You know what? I heard you say on one of your videos that this band was at the Mops. Maybe the Mops claimed to have the first fuzz box in Tokyo, and I thought, that's interesting. Yeah. Because the Golden Cups did that as well.
It was one. They were one of the first. I mean, they might have those two bands were kind of at the forefront of like bringing like distorted guitar sound in Japan.
Yeah, I wonder if they like all claim that. I wonder if they're like all. It might be like a thing that many of the bands claim. Yeah, these guys are awesome. I got Volume 1, Golden Cups, the album, and then the Golden Cups 2. And they're cheesy, group bands, but they're fucking great. They sound amazing.
Yeah,
and
those are actually in the States. Those are especially the first two records. Those are hard to get.
This one was 2,200 yen. And this one was probably like, it was under 20. I mean, this was like, yeah, $15. These were both $15.
All right.
Yeah, those are on Discogs. Clean copies of those are like $70 before
Really?
shipping. Yeah, but the compilations are. I can show you. I just got a compilation. I'll be right back.
These guys are fun. You guys should check out the Golden Cups. They sing like
me a bunch of Brian. Send me a bunch of copies of that, please.
For his next auction.
They're cheesy. They just cover like classic rock, you know, like Whiter Shade of Pale and you know.
No, but when you get to
their
later stuff, they were actually doing original material, and it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I got this 2 LP comp, the history of the Golden Cups. And
cool.
What's really cool is once you get past the first disc is all the English language British invasion covers.
Right.
You get to the second disc, and it's really like a lot more interesting, like Japanese garage psych rock.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I haven't seen that one before. That looks cool.
This was pretty cheap. This was like I think about $10 before shipping.
Okay. So what year were they based, Michael?
68 through 71, I think.
There you go.
Hey, Michael. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you, Mazzy.
My friend here, Joey Callio, has a classical question for you. He asked me the other day, and now that you're here.
Yeah, I got very excited when I saw you pop up. Yeah, I was asking him because did you see the new ERC release? You seen what that is? Gabrielle, is it Fauré?
Oh yeah, I don't know if I saw exactly. I mean, like
Nocturnes. It's the Nocturnes Integral. It's reversed here.
Let me look it up. I mean, ERC's always done classical. They've always cut their teeth on that.
Yeah, but this one, I mean, it's $1,200. I'm not buying that, obviously, but I really
is it multi LP set?
I don't know, but I listened
at that price.
to it.
I think it is. Oh yeah, it's a 2 LP set.
I think it's 2 LPs, but
okay.
I heard it and I just went, man, what for some reason you popped in my mind. It's like that guy. That's why I was talking to Mazzy about it. That guy would know what's a regular person's version of it that's like kick-ass pressing. You know what I mean?
I don't know that piece super well. I mean, I like Gabriel Fauré. I mean, the Fauré music that I think a lot of people are familiar with, at least for classical music, is he's got some chamber music, so like piano and string music that's pretty
and the
popular.
Requiem as well.
Yeah, the Fauré Requiem is a big one.
Yeah. So I've heard of Nocturnes before, but this one, and I looked it up a little bit. I kind of, on Spotify or whatever, and there's all kinds of different versions. But that was a cool set. It's just, then it's like, okay, I don't want to buy like the dumb one to buy. But
yeah, I mean, you can probably get, if you like the piece, there's probably some really good pressings of it you can get for not that much money, is my guess. Let's see. There's a Connoisseur Society US pressing that you can get for $2. There might be something better though.
That's what I'm talking about.
See. So we probably want decade 1960s. I'm just kind of searching on Discog right now.
Joey, would you drink a $2 Chuck?
That don't get me started on that. I mean,
you can cook
that's
with
a whole nother
Chuck.
Conversation. That's a bad
what I'm saying is you're making my point for me. You're better than the $2 record.
Okay. Yeah. I think I have a pressing that would work. Well, let me post links in the chat.
Okay.
Or maybe I have to go to private chat. I'm going to send you this Discogs. Check out this release. It's on French EMI from the 70s.
Well, he's on I think he's on.
Yeah, we're on a phone.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Text it to him.
Yeah, the performer is Jean-Philippe Collard, and it's a recording of the Nocturnes on EMI's French label, and it looks like you can get it came out in 74, and it looks like you can get it for you can get it near mint for around with shipping probably $30.
Perfect. I mean, I just love that piece. That's like that's the stuff I love as far as classical goes, that vibe. It's really dark and beautiful.
That music was played when his firstborn was birthed. Is that true, Cal?
I don't know. It might have been.
I just made that up.
Yeah.
By the way, Brian, I wanted to ask you. I saw your video you did on Happy End.
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't mention April Fool.
Oh man, April Fool's a cool. Oh dang! Holy shit! Is that a whoa?
No,
Dude.
it's not an original. So I have 2 copies of this record. Neither are original. One of them is a late '70s reissue.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I got it off of Bailly.
Okay.
Because sometimes when I can't find something reasonable on Discogs, I'll kind of do a crapshoot and go off like those buying websites where they'll buy off like Yahoo auctions or whatever.
Shots, yeah.
And I got the '70s reissue, and it was horribly like it was like the record had some type of gunk spilled on it or something. So I tried cleaning it over and over again, and I couldn't get it to sound great. So then I bought this '80s reissue. This is a like 1988 reissue.
I think that's rare too.
Yeah, it is rare too, and it's probably cut with a digital delay. But you know what? It's probably the only version of this.
Who cares?
Yeah,
they have to repress that soon.
What type of music is that?
It's like Lowell George.
It's garage psych.
Yeah, they were deeply influenced by like the band and Neil Young.
You were going to say Little Feat. You were going to say Little Feat, weren't you?
No, they got produced. What their last record was produced by Lowell George of Little Feat, and they opened with Lowell George. I thought
it was produced by the last Happy End record. I thought that was produced by someone Van Zandt.
Steven Van Zandt. Steve Van Zandt, Little Stevie from Springsteen.
No. Okay.
I know they went and recorded. They went and recorded
Leonard
something.
Skinner's Van Zandt.
Yeah.
Name every Van Zandt.
No. It was with Van Dyke. It was with Van Dyke.
Zands can't dance, but you'll steal your money.
Brian.
Saul Zands.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, say that one more time.
It was with Van Dyke Parks. That was
okay, Van Dyke Parks. All right. Well, why is Lowell George is connected to them?
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's Lowell George and Van Dyke Parks. All those guys. Brian Wilson, Randy Newman, all that Warner Brothers clique from the late '60s and '70s.
Yeah,
it's a great.
Dyke Parks before.
Brian, I definitely would compare. I think Happy End are very similar to the band. I feel like April Fool was still back in like the garage era. I don't consider April Fool part of that.
Hold on, Joey.
Yes.
A lot of people think Loki is just a fool or a dimwit, but he really does know classical music.
Yeah.
So he's saying there's a great reissue on Testament.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the stuff that ERC does has actually been reissued on Testament before, and it's not in print anymore, but you can find it if you hunt for it, and you can probably get it for like $40-$50.
Just Testament.
That April Fool record is the most expensive record I've ever seen in Japan.
Really?
It's the most expensive ever of all the record stores, all behind the glass. It's the most expensive record I've ever seen.
What price is that?
I think it was about $8,000 US.
Wow.
Yeah.
The original press, yeah.
And it might have been like sealed. That may have been what put it like at that price, but I saw it and I was like, holy moly.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Ricardo, no sex. Come on, man. No sex.
I'm trying to think of like what my rarest Japanese record is, and I think it's one of
Roberto.
2 records.
Sorry, Roberto.
Well, I do have that original Sugar Babe songs. I have the first pressing of that.
That's a good record. So guys, Happy End is April Fool is essentially the precursor to Happy End, and Happy End is the precursor sort of to YMO.
Yeah.
That's sort of the if you know, hopefully you know YMO, Yellow Magic Orchestra, and you know their like killer records, Solid State Survivor, and then Happy End.
So are these
their live record, YMO's live record is one of the best sounding records I've ever heard.
I'm trying to find them. I can't find them all. And like you may have heard the genius of like Haruomi Hosono. Hosono is one of the it's kind of the the Bob Dylan of Japan, not exactly, but he's the bass player he's the roots of all the various trees of life in Japan, trees of music and in Japan. And he made this band called Happy End, and this was their first record. It's called Yudemen. It's so freaking cool. And their second album is Kazemon Romachi, and this is the one that became famous because of it was on the Lost in Translation soundtrack. It's the one that has this song that goes Kaze o Atsumete. It's this catchy tune which kind of brought them a little bit back. Like they were on the Lost in Translation soundtrack, and then they had I think this is their third record, which they and this is the one that has Lil George involved in it. I don't know if and then they have one more live record, which is I'll have to dig out somewhere. But yeah, Lil George. It says here Kirby Johns. Kirby, you'll know some of these names, man. Van Dyke Parks, Tom Scott, Billy Payne. I think these guys are the Dave Duke, Slide High, Chuck Finley, Lil George design. Yeah, Lil George. It says slide guitar maybe.
Sounds like some of the studio
thing. That's his thing.
I have second presses of the second album and the third album, but I do happen to have an original of the first album.
Yeah, people are going crazy for city pop, but guys, I mean, if you love a good like Neil Young record, you love a good like Buffalo Springfield.
Yeah, I mean, this is, in my opinion, this is their best album, the first album.
Yeah, it's so good. It's really good.
And it sounds really good too. Like this original pressing sounds really hot, and there's nice bass on it.
Brian, I got that I guess earlier this year that it came out as a comp, that psych folk, Japanese psych folk.
Yeah. I didn't get it yet.
Oh, it's a comp. Are you talking about even a tree can shed tears? Or is there a new one out?
It came out like January, February, whatever. I don't know.
Not a happy end comp. It's like it's a garage
psych folk comp, and it's really good.
Oh, I think some of the 70s Japanese like dark folk is very underappreciated, and it's starting to get appreciated. I mean, like Hako Yamazaki.
It's like 75 to 80 or something like that.
Brian, you know Hako Yamazaki, right?
It's hard to keep all their names straight. You do a better job at it than I do.
I have it after my Edamame. I have it like with a little.
Mazzy, I sent you a Hako Yamazaki record.
Oh, then
that 19-year-old girl with the acoustic guitar.
Oh, the 19-year-old girl record.
Yeah. I recently kind of discovered her.
If you show me the cover, I'll remember.
Her stuff's on YouTube.
She's got a Rain record that's so gorgeous. I just one of the guys who did the Japan vinyl tag turned me on to her. That was the story, a standout record. I'll pull up.
Yeah, let me grab.
I'll drop her link in the chat.
I need to see the cover.
Oh man, it's really good. Steve from Electric. Yeah, sorry.
Hold on, Brian. I don't know if you know Michael here, the other Michael.
I don't know Michael. Hey, Michael.
Michael Valentini's been around forever, and he's probably one of the smartest people I know about music.
Was the piano keyboard player in Little.
So this is her debut album. Her first I want to say her first 4 albums are amazing. Like this is the first Hako.
That's my new favorite. I gotta get some of her records.
Oh,
I don't
you have that.
You gave me that. Yeah.
This is her best record.
That's a good record. I'm sorry I forgot her name, but I like that.
Right.
But her stuff it's because it's so, she's got this powerful, her voice reminds me a little bit of Joan Baez, but it's a little more piercing.
What was the first screen one? Show the first one.
This is her debut album.
Joan Baez can be pretty piercing.
That's the one I heard. Maybe
there's a different cover for it too.
Okay.
There's 2 covers of this.
I feel like there's one with a lot of raindrops on it.
Yeah, Kan Makami, Michael Kan Makami, I have a bunch of his records, and actually back when I was trying to do vinyl rips, I uploaded a full album of his on my vinyl rip channel. But I'm gonna do so I just sent, because of that video, I sent a bunch of city pop records to Patrick to rip, and some of them are already up on his website. Like he's got the rip of that one Tatsuro Yamashita album. He's got some Henri albums up there. He's got Manako Yoshida. He's kind of doing it in steps. And I think the next batch I'm going to send him is going to be like a psychedelic heavy rock set.
What's that for? Sorry for this is a dumb question, but like, why does he do that? And what is that for? Who is that? Who does that go to? It goes back to you, or it's just for
so
fun?
he's got a site you can download them. You can download the rips.
Okay.
It goes to the elevator, so people when they ride up and down in elevators.
So
they can hear the
basically, he's he's like Napster. He's a bootlegger.
Right.
No,
okay, but he's got that.
His very high quality audio rips.
Yeah.
Cool. No, I'm not criticizing. I like it, but he doesn't have the rights
his rips sound better than mine. It's very funny though, because now listening back to, okay, I'll put it in chat. You can YouTube her. A lot of people upload her albums on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hako Yamazaki. So it's funny listening back to the albums that Patrick ripped of mine, because these are albums I know really well. Like for instance, Spacey, I've listened to dozens of times on my system, and I hear it on Patrick's rip, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a VPI table, because it's like the highs are a lot less and the bass is a lot more, and I'm like, I hear the sound signature of that table.
Do you like it more or less, or just different?
I think so. I mean, systems are chains, so it's hard to integrate different components. I think his rips come off as more bass heavy on my system when I play them through my system. So there's really powerful bass on a lot of his rips. I'm noticing that the vocals are a little bit more recessed on his rips compared to when I play them on my turntable and on my system. But that's just probably a lot of different factors: cartridge, turntable. Things sound different when you change it from analog to digital. A lot of different factors. But it was just kind of interesting to hear.
The record the Hako record I was talking about a moment ago is called Tobi Masu, and I don't think I didn't
that's
see
her.
it.
That's her first album. I think it is. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. So this is
short, entirely too short is the problem.
Yeah. That. Wait. No. Tobi Masu is. Wait. I need to, because I don't know my kanji very well.
Yeah. Maybe I can read it. Maybe I can't, but maybe.
Let's see.
This isn't another cool band that do you know Hachimitsu Pai? This is
you
a cool
guys.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have that. Wait.
Hold on. Can we give Klaus a second? He's saying goodbye, I believe.
I'm just saying goodbye.
Oh my God, Klaus.
Sorry, I didn't get to talk with you.
It's 3:15 here in Denmark.
Didn't you set your clocks back last weekend?
Yeah, we
hey,
did.
Klaus, I've got some Danish speakers in my listening room right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got
nice joining you. Thank you, Rob.
All right. Take care. Thanks for coming.
Nice meeting you, Klaus. Sorry to interrupt the conversation. Yeah.
Bye.
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 It was Mount Waldron there for a while. And it just got
I just wanted to show we're talking about like stuff that's rare, and I think the market's probably different in the US versus Japan, but the two rarest and highest selling records according to Discogs from Japan that I have are you probably know X Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the debut X Japan album.
Sounds like on the wall sometimes.
Yeah, sounds like hot garbage, but it's a great music. I really want to get Blue Blood, their big album, because that was released on 2LP originally in 1989, but it didn't sell, and so it's super rare, and everyone wants it because it's like one of the biggest selling metal albums in Japanese history. I'd love to get that. And
kind of not totally my taste, but I could appreciate them for sure. Yeah,
I like their early stuff. I think everything from Jealousy before, like 1991 before, is incredible. I think once it became the Yoshiki band, I think it became a disaster. And
he's still alive, I think. I think everybody died except for him.
Him and the singer are like the only people left alive.
Okay.
And he's just a hype beast. Like he's
like
literally just a clout. He's just a clout shark. He lives in LA and just uses his huge fortune to meet famous people. That's what he does. He gives piano concerts for celebrities that don't give a shit about his music. They're just like, who's this person?
No.
But then the other cool, really rare record I have that is very hard to find is, are you into Bucktick at all?
No, I've never heard of it.
You need to get into Bucktick, specifically the stuff they were doing in like from like
my phone.
from like 88 to like 92.
Buck tick.
Yeah, I'll write it in the chat. They are incredible.
I think we know what buck tick is.
Yeah. Good job, Mazzy.
And
sounds like.
Yeah, so
sounds like
their singer just died last year, and there was a whole big thing because I mean they were still a band and they were still touring. They've been around since the early 80s. They were one of the first Visual K bands.
Okay.
And they are like one of the best goth bands ever.
Like
it's like and they made their best album is an album that was originally only released on CD, and in like 2016 or something they released it as a vinyl box set, and it's super, super rare, but it's their album Aku no Hana.
Buck tick 2.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
This album it's you know those albums that every single song on it is just perfect? That's this album.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out. I can stream it, I assume.
That was just very
it's on in America, all their stuff is on Apple Music.
Okay.
And I would say I would say because like here's the thing, they started as a power pop band. They were like doing like almost like pop punk power pop in like the mid 80s. And then they did like 3 albums of that, and then they just started getting darker and darker and darker. And this was like the equivalent for them of like The Cure's album Pornography, where it was just like full like depression, Heart of Darkness, like.
Cool.
I just think it's one of the. If you're into like The Cure or like Joy Division or the Smiths or anything like that, or especially Sisters of Mercy. If you like Sisters of Mercy, you're gonna love this.
Okay.
It's too depressing for Brian. He's a chipper fellow.
No. I appreciate all music. This is the thing. It's like I mean, I keep harping on about it, but like when you listen to music, through this I just finished Jan from Pops and Clicks. I just listened to his 20 records for the thing, and I'm just like, when you listen to music not for the to match your taste in music, but as a method to get to know somebody, it totally changes. And like, it sounds so simple and like obvious, but I've been having this really profound experience where I'm willing to listen to 20 or 40 actually by Vinyl Richie's, like really hardcore punk records that I probably wouldn't listen to otherwise, only so as to understand Vinyl Richie a little bit more. And it's not so abrasive to the ears if you listen to it that way. That's what I'm finding for myself.
Does it make you want to write like a 6-paragraph Instagram message?
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
Well, hold on. If I can help you out a little
bit. It's okay.
Hey, Brian.
Please help me out. I need help, Rob.
If you want to understand Vinyl Richie, first thing you need to do is dislike me and go on every other channel to complain about me.
Okay.
Even if I'm not being talked about.
Oh, I like Vinyl Richie. He's one of my favorites.
I do have a question for Michael. Michael.
Sure.
What's your take on the new Cure album?
I listened to it once in the car. I really loved it. I want to get the record.
Okay.
I thought
I thought it was really good.
I've been streaming it a lot in my car. I heard, did Bernie Grumman master it, Mazzy, or is that?
Well, this is what's weird. I just picked up a copy locally, and apparently it's not the Bernie Grumman. Why would there be 2 different versions?
There's one double LP version that's apparently half-speed mastered, and that's probably done by Abbey Road.
That's Miles Showell, yes.
Yeah,
but
and there's also one single LP version.
There's also the Bernie Grumman Black, whatever. I have the Smoky, whatever the fuck it is. And I've heard some people complaining about it, and it was fine. I rarely complain unless it's really bad. And I was surprised how much I liked the record, but it's like they're darker, like Disintegration. Is that the one? Disintegration. It's more moody, dark, low. It's low core, slow core. It's not that poppy, kiss me. It's not a singles album. But I liked it a lot.
It's definitely more of a mood album, and that's when I like The Cure. I like The Cure for atmosphere. I don't necessarily.
Me too.
I mean, I think some of their singles are really good, but like, as I've listened to that band more, like there's some great songs on like Head on the Door, but it doesn't capture me the way an album like Faith does, or an album like Pornography, or 17 Seconds. Like
and
those
his
are
voice is still amazing.
Yeah.
I thought. I was surprised, and I didn't have any pressing issues that I noticed. I put it on, blasted it, and I've heard people saying, "Oh, they're having this and that." I haven't had experienced that, so.
I'm curious to see the different here. I wanted to show.
But why would there be two different? Forget the 45. Why would there be two different masterings of the regular 33? I don't get that.
Well, the regular 33 is 50 minutes of music.
Like here, I'm going to do a shootout. I'm doing a video with Grant of this Robert Fripp produced Daryl Hall, and this is two U.S. pressings at the same time. This is the Robert Ludwig, and this is the George Peros.
Is he trying to pretend he's the Pope with that?
I don't know, but it's funny that two big mastering engineers did at the same time.
Those came out. Those are the same time. Oh, yeah, interesting.
Same time.
Well, didn't that happen with the last Peter Gabriel album? There's two different versions of Dark.
I was just about to mention that. Yeah, and I wonder if the Peter Gabriel record and the Robert and the Cure record will go down. Those both came out this year, right?
What book?
Yeah, I haven't heard the Peter Gabriel one though.
You haven't heard what is it called? In Out or what? Out?
I like it. I don't love it. I like it.
Oh, it's fucking so good.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Michael, you haven't heard that record?
No, I should.
Oh, dude, it's like one of his. It's like I don't know. I thought it was like the best record of the year until this Cure record came along, and then I'm like, oh my god,
the Cure record surprised me with how good it was.
What were you gonna say about Maz? Sorry to interrupt.
I don't remember it because I'm an old man and you interrupted
me.
Well, no,
but there was the hot mix and the cold mix.
Where are my car keys, Joey?
Sorry, that was my fault. But there was the what did they call it? They called it there was two. You could buy the blue one or the pink one, and the pink one had the. But there was two different mixes, not two different masters.
There were two different mixes. There was
that's a bit weird.
A dark mix and a light mix.
There it is. That's it. Dark and light.
Oh, hold on. Let me show you something. I pulled
with
up the
olives
Cure
or with
record.
onions.
Right.
I pulled up the Cure record, and it looks as though there's a recycled vinyl version of it.
It's all on bio vinyl.
I don't know about it. The one, Mazzy, you just said, you got the marble one, right?
Yes. It's like smoky.
So Bernie, the lacquer's cut by Bernie Grumman. It's mastered by Brian Lucy. But here, look at
Brian
this.
in Japan?
Calm down, Mazzy. But here, the marbled one, is this on bio vinyl? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think it's all bio vinyl, yeah.
Okay.
Bioplastic.
I didn't have a problem with it. I know Mike Ingroove was. I know Mike Ingroove was bitching about, but I think it's not the vinyl as much as that Billie Eilish record. Apparently, the mastering that he didn't like. Not necessarily.
Yeah, if this is cut by Bernie Grumman, it's probably going to sound okay.
Is that the Billie Eilish was made from used Listerine bottles, and it's got some Listerine in it?
Well, what was that talk about the PVC stuff that what's his face was freaking out about on Rachel's today? He was saying it's great. He loves it.
I didn't watch Rachel's.
Alex Dickey.
I don't know if you could take anything he says seriously, Joey.
Well, what's really going to be interesting, and I'm contemplating if I should make a video about this. I mean, I would say a good chunk of the PVC that we use for vinyl records in the U.S. comes from Thailand, but a lot of it also comes from China. And if we end up having tariffs,
we're fucked.
I think I'm gonna make a video about this. We're talking about like this hobby is going to get really expensive in the United States. Not just for records, but for equipment.
But our eggs will be cheaper.
Because even if we don't buy equipment from China, because there's a lot of amp companies and stuff that's made in China, but U.S. companies pretty much every U.S. audio manufacturer and every U.S. record plant is using some parts from China. Those parts are going to be more expensive for them to import. And that cost is going to go up past Labs amplifiers. you know, even like that super high quality made in America audio, their boards are going to be from China. Some of the capacitors are going to be from China. Tube amps are going to become completely unaffordable.
Well, that's what I said in the Instagram. I showed a picture. Like, I got to finish my Humming Guru Nova video. If you don't buy it this year, I'm not trying to oversell it, but it's going to be if this tariff thing goes through, it's going to cost you $150
and that's the big
more.
that's the big if, because we don't know if it's actually going to happen, because
half the time the
knows.
stuff he says doesn't happen anyway. So yeah.
Well, I don't want to. I want to keep the stream. The whole point of the stream tonight was
it's not political. It's just it's economic.
I understand, Mazzy. I understand, but the request people asked me to do a video yesterday or stream, take people's mind off of the heaviness that we're going through right now. That's all.
But the cost of records, we already think they're expensive. So
okay, Mazzy. Do we want? We can go do a live. We just want to keep it real.
All right,
but I don't want to go
change the
longer. Yeah.
Rob,
thanks, Michael, for getting me in trouble.
That's all right. It's all right. Rob, do you have the ability to play stuff on your end, or is that do you not have that set up? Do you have the ability to play stuff on your end? Because I want to show Brian and Mazzy Bucktick. I sent it in the private chat.
I mean, I can play stuff while it be taken down or something.
No, I don't think so.
Let me.
It shouldn't.
We want to hear butt tick.
Okay. Hey, Brian, I started following you on Instagram today.
I'm going to follow you back if I'm not already following you, Joey.
That's all right. You don't have to.
I know your bands, and I'm going to follow them too, and I'm going to level up my Joey knowledge. And welcome back to I've been following your journey. I know I'm attuned to the Joey world. Yes, and actually, Facebook has been telling me for like months, you should be friends with this guy, and I'm like, I don't really know him, but it keeps telling me that I should be.
Right on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got the bug. Let's.
And I wish I could have gone to those shows that you guys all had fun at in Seattle, and Rachel came, and I next time I want to.
All right.
Yeah, I want to try to go to Pacific next year.
Hold on. Let me know that you can hear this, okay?
I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Lonely days 溢れる太陽青い孤独を手に入れざるブルーマイ
What year is this? What year is this, Michael?
What year?
Yeah.
1990.
1990. Okay.
ぬくもりが手に染みただけ指の隙間でこの世界回る熱くきらめくな胸に抱きしめ Lonely days 溢れる太陽青い孤独を手に入れたブラインブルー Lonely nights 凍える夜に続ける狂い出せブラインブルー Lonely days 溢れる太陽青い孤独を叩き潰せる Lonely nights 凍える夜に叫び続ける狂い出したブルーバ
That's the first time I've ever seen it in 2 frames per second. That's great.
Yes,
man, interesting. Very cool. I just admire the Japanese for they just go for the, you know, I mean, of course, like every rock and roll thing, but like the Japanese, they don't hold back at all. And it's interesting because that was in 1990 that came out. What year are you born, Michael?
92.
So I got a 13-year-old and a 12-year-old, and there's I can see so many hints of this in the music that they're listening to. Do you know Atarashi Gakko Leaders? There's this band that came and played Coachella this year, and I think they stole the thunder from like every other band that played.
Can you type that in the chat?
Atarashi, I'm on my phone here, but they're this kind. They're an all-girls version of this, and they're a girls band. They're not exactly.
Atarashi Gecko. Oh yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this.
Atarashi Gecko. Yeah, that's it. And it's not that musically it's similar. That I don't know how their band is put together because they're one of these like
Yeah, I remember listening to this group a little bit,
but they have the whole thing, and it's moves, rocking, and they just shred the stage, and the audience is there the whole time, and they come out, and they're just like, yeah, I love you, and the fucking crowd is just going insane for them. And people were saying, you know, I see these people say things like Gen Z is not, you know, they're going to be chasing Korea and Japan and the East rather than like maybe our generation who was like, you know, we were far more influenced by UK and whatever. I don't know. Let's see what
this is music I got into, like most of this like early 90s rock from Japan that I got into was
this band that you just showed.
Yeah, I got into them in like probably like this stuff I was getting into in like 2005, 2006, 2007.
Okay, interesting.
There's a guy... This stuff's had a subculture for a while. There's a subreddit for Visual K that's from English speakers. It's pretty big, and like Buck Tick is like the most popular band on there.
I should know. Yeah, this is like I'm not on Reddit that much. So
well, they were Buck Tick were probably with X Japan. Those 2 bands were the biggest Visual K bands of that era.
I can feel your condescension, Mazzy. I can feel you guys.
No, I said I need a
can feel it.
T-shirt.
You and Joey just
I actually
lighting this.
No, Michael's turned me on to Michael's actually put records in my hand, Japanese records, and I purchased them in stores.
I'm joking, of course.
No, but I am condescending.
You guys are looking down.
Remember, Brian, I'm the elitist of the VC.
Yeah, I think you're the class president. That's what I figured out. You're not the king. No. You're the class prez.
No, but Michael knows more about whiskey than I do, and Joey knows more about wine than I do.
Yeah, I get it.
Hey guys, I want to wrap things up.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everyone coming by. And
Rob, thanks for letting. I only had intended to come up and talk about this record for 2 minutes. I didn't mean to commandeer.
No. Hey, you know what? Have you listened to it yet?
No, but may I?
No, go ahead.
I'm going to send it on to you.
Hear what you think. I'd be able to hear what you think of it.
I'll definitely throw it on and then I'll put it in the mail in the next day or two.
It's like a 70s funk record that he wrote and produced. So
cool.
Thanks for everyone coming by. We'll see you. Hopefully the Jazz Bums will stream on Friday tomorrow. And I have a light work
I hope I get
next
another
week.
snow day.
I'll stream again next week. And I'm staying
days in a row this week.
Wait, say that again.
Oh wow.
So today and yesterday, all the bases in Colorado Springs were closed for non-essential personnel.
Day. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, snow day.
I was supposed to play in elementary school today, and all the school districts closed.
Hey, wait. There's one thing I do want to ask you, Michael, before we leave.
Sure, shoot.
Well, it looks like it's coming back, but you shaved the stash.
Oh no. Yeah, I did for Halloween. No, this is just 2 days of staying at home because I don't have to go to work.
So it's coming. Is it coming back? Keeping it off?
No, it's staying off. I couldn't stop touching it. That was the problem.
That's what we always have those problems.
I've had this forever. I can't really grow a beard, so this is about what I can do. So
I'm not allowed to do literally the only facial hair I'm allowed to have is a mustache.
Hey, can I just say, it was fun to hang out with Joey, who I haven't gotten to really hang out with before, and Michael, and it was cool to hang out with you too. And you just mentioned you're in Colorado Springs. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
So I lived in Boulder for 10 years before I lived here in Japan. Yeah. So we got to talk about that sometime. But also,
that's cool. I've only lived here for a year. I've been to Boulder twice though. I like Boulder. It was fun.
Okay. Yeah. Boulder.
Ryan, when did you live in Boulder?
Record store there.
When did you live in Boulder?
95 to 2004.
You have definitely heard Dada because we were totally happening.
I probably and my friend
BCO.
Wait. Then I have an important question for you, Brian, because there's only one amazing band that I'm familiar with that's explicitly from Boulder. Have you ever listened to Fear Before the March of Flames?
Can't say I have.
They were I think their first album came out in 2003, so it might have been. That's a band from Boulder that I'm very into.
I came here in 2004.
Brian, did you drink and enjoy Sleepy Time tea?
Yes, from Boulder. Yes, there's lots of good. Actually, the whole fucking reason I live in Japan was because I went to this place. It was the wrong place, and this guy was wearing a pair of Crocs. I went to the wrong place at the right time, and all these things happened. There was a guy wearing a pair of Crocs. Crocs started in Boulder, and I was like, "Whoa, that's my friend Buck's company." His name was Buck. Interestingly, the dude who started the Crocs company. But
Tick.
I wonder. But I said, "Whoa, did you buy those in America or did you buy them in Japan?" And I thought, "Oh my god, my buddy's company is getting big." And so
it's been big.
Small world.
Crocs is huge.
Yeah, they're huge.
Enormous.
It's not hard to believe. It's not hard to believe you have some sort of connection to Crocs. It seems right.
I've never owned a pair of Crocs, for the record. I'm the last holdout.
Brian, did you ever?
I'm surprised when I got my Colorado residency, they didn't hand me a pair along with a Subaru Crosstrek.
Hey, Brian, did you ever own a pair of Kelso's Earth shoes?
I had Sorels, was about as Colorado as I ever got.
God, like
they're awkward.
I had a pair once.
Those are terrible. Yeah, they were terrible.
Wait, and Michael, what's your instrument? You play in an orchestra. I've heard that before, right? Or you playing?
I play music in the Air Force.
In the Air Force.
Yeah,
That's why you're in Colorado Springs. Okay, and what's your instrument?
Oboe.
Okay, interesting.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Isn't that the smallest reed? That's the smallest reed in the woodwinds.
If you guys are free next week, we'll do a get to know each other of
I'm sorry. I'm a little new here. I'm sorry.
I'm signing off. I want to thank Joey Callio for the use of my iPhone, his internet here in this lovely home here in Seattle. And thank Christina. She left the
She ran
venue.
away.
Yeah, but thank you. And nice seeing you again, Michael and Brian, as usual. I'm good. Don't worry about me.
We're worried about you, Massey.
Wait. How do you?
If you're in danger,
on my
can you hold up
stream,
3 fingers?
does Mazzy have to give like an award speech.
I'm being polite to these guys. You know how many fucking inboxes? Mazzy, are you okay? Yeah. I'm totally okay. I'm disappointed, but I'm okay.
All right, let's not. Okay, I gave him one rule that he's trying very hard to break.
I didn't say anything. I'm disappointed that I have to refinish my deck. Okay, I got to redo my deck.
Right, I'm only watching sports on TV. That's my viewing for the night.
I'm just listening to music and listening to Alan
right now
Watts lectures at 3 a.m.
I have the Ravens. I have the Ravens Bengals game on right now. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm learning about Tao and Buddhism through Alan Watts from 19.
Oh, hold on. If I want to leave the stream by giving some people something they should go out and do. You go to Whole Foods right now. Whole Foods is selling the whole Thanksgiving kit. I bought it today, and I had a little Thanksgiving meal before the stream, and it was fucking awesome.
Wait, you bought it now? Is it going to last 20 days?
He ate it already.
No, I'm eating it now. I'm not going to let it sit in my fridge.
Is that a serving for? Is that a serving for multiple?
No, this
people?
is this will probably feed 6 people.
And how much? What do they charge for it? What do they charge
it's
for?
25%
it was
off.
Only,
so all the,
it was only designed for 6 people, but he made it last 8 nights.
Wait. How many?
I'm lighting a candle each night I eat it. No, it's 25% off, so it's only $24 for all that.
And are they eating, aside from the turkey, is there the cats and the dogs in there too?
Mazzy, I gave you one fucking rule.
I'm talking about food.
Wait. Remember, there was a story where I destroyed Mazzy's house, right? I have a brand new car. Mazzy got into it and 4 times scraped it against the sidewalk. I go, fucking Mazzy.
I'm talking about food.
Hey, those curbs in LA.
Can we do a GoFundMe? Can we do a GoFundMe?
Right, Michael? You know what I'm talking about.
I drove a little Volkswagen in that city for half a year. It was
I'm
easy.
upset. I'm upset. I have that same car. I'm upset that after 2 years, Michael gets rid of his beautiful Volkswagen GTI and upgrades to an Audi. Which Audi did you get?
Because he has a real job now.
Yeah, and he works for the government. So can I say that, Rob? Is that okay? No, I'm sorry. Which Audi?
No, it's a 29. So it's actually an older Audi. It's a 2019 S3, and the S3 is the same mechanically. The S3 is the exact same as the Golf R. So it's just an all-wheel drive GTI.
I used to have an A3. One of my favorite cars of all time.
Yeah. It's just a Golf R with a slightly nicer interior and a sedan body instead of a hatch. I do miss the hatch, but yeah.
Audis are beautiful cars. I love them. Yeah.
All right.
They're really good here in the snow because of the
you got the all wheel. That's an all wheel.
Yeah. And I have a set of summer tire and wheels and winter tire and wheels.
I want to end the stream.
Rob, just chill out. We're hijacking your show.
We really have.
Mazzy.
Biden.
Could you go back and thank you. Everyone have a good evening, okay?
All right. See you, Rob. Thanks. Nice to meet you, Michael. Take care.